Yes, she knows. Just trying to find the right thing. She's got a few windows open. Oh, there's a delay between what I'm doing and what YouTube's doing. Alright, can you hear me? That's what I need to know. I'll do an Alan and say I'm not doing anything else until you tell me you can hear me. I'm going to hold my breath until someone says they can hear me. Oh, there's about an 8-second delay. That's interesting. Aha, that's what I want. Gee, this takes some work. Right, so on my computer I have just the Chuffy and Alan. So I've got to try not to look at that. On my phone, I have me and Chuffy and Alan in a little box. I'm sure Super Chuffer's really happy to be sharing a box with Alan. So, I was hoping to watch, watch Super Chuff. This is a world first, folks. We're going to do a reaction to a reaction. Okie dokie. So, let's press play, see what's going on. You've done that before. Yeah. Hello, Slinky. Nice to meet you. Welcome to the club. Welcome to the club, Slinky Socks. Your membership pack will be on the way, and we have meetings on the second Sunday of each month in a secret location. We'll tell you that before it happens. Ladies, bring a plate. Again. Again. How many times has Alan changed the case now? Just going to check something. Now this might backfire horribly. No, I don't think I want to do that. My main concern is that I may actually be talking to myself right now. Doesn't matter. Yep. But it's all spelt right. See? Ruby Frankie, go to sleep in the bathroom, all that. It's all spelt right. So it can't be Alan doing it. Yeah. Now the green channel, hopefully I can add some context here. The green channel has morphed into so many different things over the years. It's the channel that, I don't know, it just keeps changing. At one stage, and you need to look into this because I reckon there's some content for you, Jaffa, At one stage, he was reading stories to children and doing fairy tales on the Green Channel. If you can get some of that footage, you could have fun with that. Regardation Police could too. Ah! Alright, you can't hear Scott. There must be a button I need to press. What is the button I need to press? Display capture. Defaults, automatic. Why can't you hear Scotty's? New software. This software is called OBS and it's free, unlike StreamYard. So you get to see inside the secret YouTube workings of it. Whoa. Okay. Video? Nope. Stream. Output. I see an old lady flounder here. Recording. There'll be people shouting it at me. I can't hear you. Desktop audio disabled. Could that be it? Could that be it? This could go horribly, horribly wrong. We could have foldback and feedback and all sorts of weird stuff going on. Audio ducking. What's audio ducking? I don't know. Push to mute. Audio input capture. Come on, Marie. You're my expert at the moment. Where are the buttons? Oh my god, look at all that. I don't even want to touch that. How are we going to get Scott's hooks on here? Well, this is a good test. You have no idea. Okay, well look, thanks for your honesty. Audio input capture. Well, it is audio, isn't it? Sound is audio. Well, that doesn't help at all. Properties. Hey, I didn't even know that button was there. Let's just press random buttons until something happens. Scott, come on, you're a technical whiz. Get out of bed and tell me how to do this. How do we get Scott's sound? See, there's an audio mixer that says that's my sound. The desktop audio is turned up. The mics are turned up and the little thingies are moving, so that's got to be good. Video capture device, we could turn that on. Let's try it again. I've just pressed a random button. Tell me if you can hear
patron streams and stuff. It's got the patron link on it, and then it says what happened to Nicole Kessinger, and it's the old channel though, Chelsea Pensioner 402. For anyone that doesn't know, a Chelsea pensioner is a war hero.
Can you hear Scott?
A Chelsea pensioner is a war hero that lives in Chelsea. Alan is not a Chelsea pensioner. Alan is a cock that, despite not coming from that area of the world, supports Chelsea.
There you go, he came on just in time to say cock. Fantastic, thank you, Scott. We go back to the beginning. You get to hear me all over again. I've got to make sure I don't keep disappearing behind this little screen. Yes, working. Awesome.
1 2 1 2, check Joffy 1 2 1 2.
So this is going to be a reaction to a reaction. I don't think anyone's ever done this on YouTube before. I didn't steal the idea from anybody either.
Check Chuffy 1, Chuffing 2. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. 1, 2, check. Chuffy 1, 2. Let's go. Let's go. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the fastest ride on the fair. Step right up for the fastest ride on the fair. Let's go. Let's go.
He's funny. You got to admit.
It's a laugh, it's a scream, it's a spinning machine. Let's go. £5 each for a ticket, please. Step right up for the fastest ride on the fair. Let's go. Let's go, Kitty Come. Big ups, everyone in chat. It's a big night of content, isn't it? We've had Slinky Socks. Hello, Slinky Socks. She did a big face reveal. Nice to see her. Good to see her. Pushing forward with the editing and the filming and everything. Definitely developing along the right lines there. I think Slinky Socks did a good video today. And we've got Super Alan, Armchair Detective. I dropped a premiere earlier, which is still probably playing, to be honest.
When I talk over the video, can you hear me? Does the program level out the sound? Is one voice louder than the other? Oh, that's not a good look for Scott. Sorry, Scott. But you still look better than Alan. 1, 2, granny check. Yeah, can you hear us both? All right. I'm probably just going to do a lot of furious agreeing with what, do I say Scott? Do I say Chuffy? I'm going to go with Scott, okay?
Yeah, I'd encourage you to watch that after this as well if you didn't see it. We've got Big Up Armchair Detective. Sorry, big ups you in chat. Regardation, please. Jigsy Wigsy Gandalf, Enigma Star, Slinky, Manuela, Andy, Saz, Coco's Mummy, Rachel, Vicky, Claire,
we all know we're here.
Debs. Like, big ups all you in chat. I can unpin that message now because that one's done. And pick my message now. Okay, unpin message. That's gone. Right, we can get rid of that. Armchair Detective is going to be changing the case.
Again!
Big night for Alan.
Again.
It is a big night for Alan. I'll tell you for why. Okay? We're going to be watching and restreaming his new proof, what really happened between Chris Watts and Shanann on the 13th. Okay, we're going to be restreaming that and having a watch.
Again.
I'm going to try and keep it light, try and keep a laugh, try and keep jokes, having a laugh, but it will be kind of dark content from Alan's end. Here's what it is. I want to sort of cover it for a certain...
Where is he now? Sorry, Scott. Down you go, mate. Let me know if this is better.
reason though, because big night for Alan. Big night for Alan. This video that we're going to watch, that he's going to go live on, he's already dropped as a video. Look, AD Watts case, coming new Friday, 2.3 thousand views. The most views he's got on a video drop for a good long while out of any of this rubbish, apart from Kessinger the Dam's going to burst, 7,000 views 2 weeks ago. So bear that in mind, it will come back. But big night for Alan. He's had a bit of a shit week otherwise, though, when you think about it, because his lives have been god-awful. He had a big number of viewers for the... Well,
will he have
for
a
Alan,
rant tonight,
a big number of viewers.
Will he rant for 20 minutes?
For the debunking, the Frankie Rusick one, people wanted to see that, see what awful things he'd say. The ultimate Karen 8 passengers didn't go well for him. We covered that. He looked like a nonce, 1.7k views. McCann's,
let's face it.
he got completely confused. There was football on the night. He made a big thing, stole the content from someone else, got confused because of some comments, and got eggy about the poll at the end. And we covered it, and we did a restream. So things are not going well for Alan, right?
Yeah.
But I noticed something, and we're going to have a little watch of some Alan from the past in just a minute, and we're going to watch Alan today, of course. I've got this video about the red car in case we need it. I'm battery exhausted. Make sure you subscribe if you're not subscribed. What are you doing not subscribed? It's just a thumb button. It's just a thumb button, for crying out loud. It's just a thumb button.
How come more subscribers than you?
I've got one of these pages, which is coffee.com, which you can buy me a coffee, which means it's like tippies. And we've got members, and we've got super chats. And the members, they got a new video today, secret members video, because I didn't think it was appropriate just to put it on the normal YouTube. So secret members video went up today. How about that? You get things. It turns out you get things. I didn't say you would get things, but you do get things.
Yeah, we got a video
so that's
today.
up. And then I just want to take a little look down memory lane before we get started with Alan, because I don't know which of his channels was the first channel, but a little look down memory lane involves, for all the channels, like for example this red channel, this is the continuation story of Alan. Look, this week he uploaded, okay, memory lane's coming in a second, but look, this week he uploaded, like, on the red channel, in a day, he uploaded 5 or 6 videos in a day. And then the next day I uploaded another 3. I don't know if it's him doing this. I think he might have someone on his team that's doing editing for him, making little clips of his old content,
So
or at least
the spelling's
here it
good.
was clips of children. And it didn't go well. Didn't go well, but I noted what was happening. Alan was desperate.
No, it could be Alan. Could be Alan being really careful because he's used the wrong 2, and there's a space between the end of the word and his punctuation. That's something he does. And there's only one set of quotation marks. So yeah, it could be Alan being very careful.
For algorithmic traction, for some of this to go viral, to get a couple of videos. He sees it a bit like a casino, you know, you chuck up 5 videos about
Spin
Ruby
the wheel.
Frankie and these 8 passengers while it's trending. Maybe one of them will go viral. A little cheeky clip video. Don't have to do any work. Just get a clip off someone else's channel and then just throw it up there. And then maybe if it goes viral...
What?
Maybe if it goes viral, then you get loads of monies, yeah? So throwing up these clips, but it didn't work, so he stopped 2 days ago. I thought he was going to like throw up like 20 clips about this chat. Like, no, it didn't work, he stopped, okay? So that was interesting. And then I was reminded, I was thinking about it, you know his Green channel, Alan Green. I'll get the Firefox up so you can actually see these channels a bit better.
Now, the Green channel, you need to know this, Scott. This Green channel has morphed and been all sorts of things. It was Taco for a while, which was community outreach. They did one thing. Alan was reading stories for children, bedtime stories for children at one stage. So you can get your hands on some of that. And then it was Juju Island for a very long time. It's been other things, but they were the ones that kind of creeped me out.
Alan Green, which used to be called lots of different things, but is now called Nicole Kessinger Living in the Shadows, of all things, yeah? This is the channel that he was using for his Patreon streams and stuff. It's got the Patreon link on it, and then it says what happened to Nicole Kessinger, and it's the old channel though, Chelsea Pensioner 402. For anyone that doesn't know, a Chelsea pensioner is a war hero. A Chelsea pensioner is a war hero that lives in Chelsea. Alan is not a Chelsea pensioner. Alan is a cock that, despite not coming from that area of the world, supports Chelsea and is a pensioner. So anyway, there's this channel, this Nicole Kessinger. What happened to Nicole Kessinger? Kessinger 32 took on a new identity and moved home. Oh, AD Patreon podcast, AD merchandise. Like what? You've rebranded this Green channel as a Nicole Kessinger channel. It's weird, isn't it? And then you look at the latest uploads, and it's the same thing here.
Happens all the time.
It's what we call on YouTube spam uploading. So 2 days ago we've got 2 videos 2 days ago, and then the next day 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 videos in a day.
That's Alan's way of saying, F you everybody, I'm going to keep doing this case. You know you're only making things worse for yourself, Alan. But then again, I mean, he's probably decided to go bankrupt, I reckon. So he's just going to go, no. Because that's what a narcissist will do. They will go slash and burn, they will go the nuclear option once they feel they've lost. I think that's where Alan is.
5 videos in a day there, that's 5 videos in a day, 5 clips in a day.
Oh, that's
a bit weird, isn't it?
15
and then I
minutes
look down
work.
further, and we had a little look at this. I've cut it as a video, it can go up on the YouTube. AD waffling. Someone, we'll have a little quick look at this though. I did do it I did react to this already, yeah? So, I'm going to put it up as a video, but there's a jokes moment in it that I just want to quickly bring to our attention, where they say that his screen is blurry because like he's
From
got
the what gallery?
bad internet. And this is from 2 years ago, this video.
Back now, looks like. Oh, Mia says not better. I'm not going any further until we clear this up. To me, it's one of the best pictures I've seen. Maybe it's having a bad day.
Alan must be looking good at all times.
I
Except
know
when he's
you're here
got
for the
bottle of
content,
lube
but I
in the
don't want it to be
background.
blurry.
Oh no, God knows, we don't want Alan blurry. And he wipes the camera!
That'll fix your bit rate. So we've got a whole episode of that. I've already recorded it. We did it on Twitch last night. We were just like chilling. I just happened to be watching it. We did some of that. So I noticed though, what the basic point is here, that his Green channel is now getting lots of uploads about Chris Watts all of a sudden, and they're old content that Alan's already done in the past. He's been doing it for years, hasn't he? And someone's clipping them and uploading them to this channel. Okay, and it's an interesting concept because it's not yielding the views, it's not getting the algorithmic traction, it's not working, essentially. And what I perceive this to be, I've called tonight Angry Alan's big night. It's a big night for Alan, like I said, because I perceive this to be free fall spiralling, like of the worst order. Instead of creating new content, it's like someone's desperate. And what can you do instead of like thinking of a longer term project like he did earlier, like, you know, I want to do my study groups and this and that, but this is just desperation. This is get my old content overnight, ravage 5 clips out of it and then throw them up on the internet and hopefully we'll get a winner. Like this is desperation content. Big ups Keely in chat, big ups. This is desperation content.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what he's doing.
And it made me think, like when I said about a trip down memory lane, yeah, it made me think. So you go on the Red channel and you look at the oldest videos.
The peanut gallery.
And
the troll
they're
gallery.
the same as what he's putting on the new channel now, aren't they? Like it's all Chris Watts spam, isn't it? It's like fucking loads of Chris Watts spam.
In the brain. What's that one?
Like Alan's going back to his old ways.
That one.
Loads of Chris Watts spam. He stopped for a bit, didn't he? But Armchair Detective Blue, oldest videos. Loads of Alan. Loads of Alan.
Lots of Alan. It's all about Alan.
It's all Chris Watts stuff that he's talking about, isn't it? And I noticed this one. I killed the girls twice, shock third confession now. This video, unlike the others of surrounding.
And Richard Swatton. I think that Scott would really appreciate Richard Swatton's videos. They were good.
Yeah. Got 89,000 views. That red thumbnail there, Chris Watts, I killed the girls twice. It got 89,000 views, this one. It was a stream, sorry. This stream got 89,000 views. And then the other one didn't do so well. And then this one with the red thumbnail, with fucking loads more words on it. Unable to note what was successful about the first one, he made it worse. It got slightly fewer views, but more views than usual. So this worked in the past for him, didn't it? Look, the red thumbnail and all that. So now, these days, modern times, this is Nicole Kester living in the shadows, modern times, 2 years later, Chris Watts, the last hour's red thumbnail. Desperate, isn't it? It's desperate. Big ups Kooky Wookie, thank you for the £5 super chat.
Yeah.
I've got to celebrate the first super chat from Kooky Wookie. It asked me to celebrate it. So YouTube's telling me to celebrate it.
Cool.
Alexa, play a celebration song.
Why is Alexa out the window?
Song anytime you like. Just say try Amazon Music Unlimited. Shuffling celebration and similar songs on Amazon Music.
Yeah. The window's open. The neighbours will hear that. Alexa, stop it now.
What is it, evening?
She's behind that curtain. Like
Why is
really
Alexa
hard.
behind the curtain?
She's behind that curtain.
Why?
AD's going back to old ways, isn't he? But a new form of old ways. He's going over his old content. He's editing out clips, and he's desperate for an algorithmic traction. He's desperate for an algorithm boost for a bit of one of these to go get some views. He's been doing it on his... Which channel am I on? I'm confused about all the channels now. Fucking hell. On Armchair Detective Blue, videos...
Brown, shouldn't they?
Same thing. Dumping these videos up there. This one about Nicole Kessinger got some views. The oldest... It's all this spam, isn't it? McCann's, this one on the Blue channel. McCann's.
Oh, maybe he's going to have a channel for
There's Chris Watts. There's Chris Watts. Like, we know he's been spamming the internet for 4... This one goes back to 4 years, yeah? So we know he's been spamming the internet for 4 years with this stuff.
It's a great
Like,
name.
absolutely spamming it, hasn't he? And we know he's gone back to his old ways recently talking about the case, but nobody realised that he was going to go back to spamming the internet with this bollocks.
In fact, I realised a couple of minutes ago while I was watching Scott, I'm old enough to be his mother, so I probably shouldn't be in the mid squad.
For another 2 years, 3 years. But the difference is, back then 4 years ago, it was a trending thing on YouTube. You know?
Yeah.
So Alan was able to get the algorithmic traction. Today on YouTube, not so much. Alan tried recently, I'm getting confused between my channels now. Here's the red channel. with its latest videos. Alan tried to do something that has got algorithmic traction, that other people are doing, that is algorithm trending. This is like proving it to himself. If Alan can't get views with something that everyone else on the internet is getting algorithm views on, what's the common denominator? It's that Alan's shit and his channel shit, and YouTube doesn't want to suggest it to people.
Pretty much.
Big up Sally. Everyone's Alexa now playing Celebration.
I reckon Alexa's listening.
The power flows through me. But yeah, so Alan is definitely failing, isn't he? Like, and it's. I said big night. I think
Alan
one of the end
always
times,
failed.
it like
Let's
heralds
just
the end
clear
times
that
in a
up.
way. Because if this were getting views and money was coming in, he can say, well, you know, I can always fall back on doing clickbait. You can't
hear
fall back on
me.
even doing clickbait. Even Alan can't. Like, Alan even can't.
You can't hear me, but it's all about me. I'm not going any further until you can hear me.
Fall back on doing clickbait. Do you know what I mean? It's just very, very bad. So it's an interesting thing to have seen that. I want to take us back.
Oh, the bookcase. There's something I have to explain about the bookcase, right? Alan, we were giving him a lot of... No, there was a... Scott Reich. Alan at one stage was a fanboy of Scott Reich on YouTube, and Scott was getting all these views, and Alan thought, I'll copy everything Scott does, right? Because that's, Alan, no original thoughts in his head, thought if I just copy Scott, then I can get views too. So Scott, being a person who's got a law degree, has books behind him in the background. So what Alan did was he went and ordered off the internet a vinyl backdrop of books. But what actually came was a vinyl backdrop of library books. They've all got the little white stickers. So it looks like Alan's sitting in a library, not a home library in a stately house. No, Alan's sitting in a public library with his wobbly book vinyl wall behind him. So of course we then gave him hell about that. And the wobbly vinyl library bookcase disappeared. But that was fun for a while.
Because he's not on yet, of course.
It's your phone. You're not as
Live
loud as
Armchair
Scott.
Detective.
Yeah, that's just Scott.
27 minutes. He's got a few waiting. Like, he's promising to change the case. Watching Slinky Socks' video earlier, I'm glad you did that video, because I've been looking at those videos and thinking similar sort of thoughts. I think there will be ways that you could take little snippets out of that interrogation and say, it sounded like he was talking, looked like he said he was having an affair, and then he said she. Maybe he's talking about Nicole Kessinger. Maybe he says, like, she was downstairs, or there's something about downstairs, and and Alan might try and pin it in, and it doesn't matter, because we know.
And that's exactly what Alan does. He'll take a tiny little sound bite out of a whole interview, out of context completely, and we've seen him do it with documents, right? He does those extreme close-up photos. He does the same thing with videos and audio recordings. He'll take the words that prove his point, confirmation bias, and just play those over and over again. And then he'll just kind of brainwash his subs until they eventually go, "Oh right, Alan, I can hear it, I can see the shadow, whatever," right?
Chris Watts was lying in those interrogations. Like, we know his story changed multiple times, even after the interrogations. So he's definitely a liar. So I don't think it's going to matter too much. I doubt that all these years later, after four full years of talking about it daily, Alan can change the case. I think this is just clickbait. Everything else he's done recently has been clickbait. And this is like a last hurrah. Cause
you can tell it is because he's had the big build-up. What did he start 3 or 4 days ago? Ooh, you've got to be watching Friday night. I'm going to change the case again. So desperate to be relevant, aren't you, Alan?
Like, you do the clickbait, people see you've got nothing, Emperor's New Clothes, you're done. Like, you're going to be... Anyone that wants to hear you talk about Nicole Kessinger in the modern times, and he thinks there's a load of new people on the internet, a new wave, and there kind of are,
Retardation police
but they can all just ride that for views in the same way as he rode it.
Fangirl moment. Retardation police is here. You are a very smart person.
For views in the past, can't they? So they kind of are, but I think this is going to be bad for Alan, like particularly bad.
Oh yeah. It's always bad for Alan.
That's what I think.
And
So it's going to be interesting.
Look. It hasn't even started, and in chat, they're pushing the memberships already.
I'm going to try and keep it light, like I said. And with all that being said, big shouts out, that being said,
Look at
shouts
his
out to
wobbly
Hate.
books.
This is...
There's Alan and his wobbly books. You idiot, Alan.
Can you handle the truth? Chris Watts did not act alone. And this was streamed 3 years ago. So my guess, right, is that it's going to be very similar to stuff that he's done years ago. So I picked a random one to line up for tonight, because I don't... Let's be fair, I'm not going to watch through years and years of his stream to pick up the very best one for tonight.
Oh, no, we
Picked a
can
random
give
one,
you
but I
the
love this
choice
one for
bits.
so many reasons. I've only watched a minute of it. We can all watch a bit of it now. You ready?
Oh, must we?
Good evening. Welcome to the Armchair Detective. No hiding place. Thank you for my spanners. Thank you for all your support. And we're going to need it, by God.
Oh, God.
You've got an angry owl here tonight.
Did he say angry owl or angry Alan? Did he say
Sounds like
angry
owl.
owl or Alan? That's why I love it though, is because he didn't
Sounds
say
like
I'm
Alan
angry
me.
at the start. And don't we call him Angry
White
Alan?
Secrets,
I
yeah.
fucking love that.
They're
And it's
library
brilliant
books.
that he's... I didn't know
And
this
they're
in the
wobbly.
past, but like he was owning the
Very
meme
cute.
back then. Back
You're
then.
such an idiot.
Like, it's like we've
can't
gone
get anything
around in a
right.
time loop or some shit. Because he is in a... Like, Alan is in a time loop. That's what I figured out. He must be some sort of time traveller. Do you know, sometimes he talks about getting younger, about how he looks younger on streams.
Yeah.
You know that? He talks about how he looks younger on streams. Like, Alan is in a time loop. That's what's happened, isn't
You
it?
can't move on from the what's case.
And if we watch enough of his stuff, maybe we can get... You know, maybe we can wake up in 2015 as well.
Good evening. Welcome to the Armchair Detective. No hiding place. Thank you for my
We'll be
spanners.
younger.
Thank you for all your support. And we're going to need it, by God. You've got an angry owl here tonight.
Oh,
Angry AD.
Alan's just gone live.
Few things
or
before we start. They
uploaded some more
found my
clickbait.
luggage.
Great.
Glad to hear that.
It's been...
I'm glad to hear they found your luggage. Glad to be cleared that one up, the mystery of the missing luggage at the start of the stream. That's important stuff on the old Nicole Kassinger front.
It's been
Well, no,
thrown
that was a
out to a
big issue.
motor today.
Oh, God help him. I wasn't following him back then. Openly admitting to going out to Malta to gamble with the Pokemonists. Openly talking about it on his streams. I would have had him over the coals for that.
We get back tomorrow. My better
We did.
clothes.
We did.
My watch.
He's
My
not-
trainers.
Your
Is
watch.
this why he's wearing this rubbish?
Why is he not wearing his
My
watch?
treasured hats that are irreplaceable. I know it wasn't an insurance scam. Well, I'm trying to pretending I lost it so I can claim a Rolex watch.
It was an insurance
People are so
scam.
cruel, aren't they?
Yeah.
I found it. Well, they found it. It's coming back, I'm pleased to say.
Alan found it.
That's cheered me up. But what hasn't cheered me up, people,
Oh.
is that
You know what I hate? Scammers.
Did he say he had a Rolex watch? Now, many of us in the crowd will say, hang on, wait, you don't have a Rolex watch. You're a liar. It's a fake watch. But I'll tell you for now, right, if he has got a Rolex watch, that could be considered an asset, couldn't it? Like, you know, for example, if you went to court and lost and they wanted to take monies off you, like, you know, if your watch was worth in the region of some thousands of pounds, if you took all the monies that you were getting, and this is exactly the way they do it, isn't it? You take the monies you're getting, you don't declare it, you buy something like a Rolex watch with it, you put it through the tax in some way, boom, you've got the item, you've got the value, you've got the thing that appreciates in value or doesn't go down in value.
Okay, so are people having trouble hearing me when I talk over Scott? Let me know, because there's about an 8-second delay between me actually talking now and you hearing it. I'll try to stop Scott when I want to talk. Okie dokie.
You know, but you don't have to declare the monies, like money laundering. You've got a Rolex watch, but you didn't pay loads of tax. Like, that's happened. So, like, either he's got a nice watch, a real one, and he is going to lose it when he loses the court case, because he's put his, you know, his monies into items like that, assets, they call them, or he's just got a fake and he's just talking shit.
I'm afraid the powers that be can't handle the truth.
You can't handle the truth. I want the truth. You can't handle the truth. What? You can't literally speak in film script.
We've gone too far.
I'm quiet. Well, that's it. I'm not going on until somebody fixes this for me. I'm using this program called OBS, and it's free. I don't know how to make myself louder. How do I make myself louder? Dum-de-dum-de-dum. Wish I could stop bumping my... Hang on, that way. Wish I could stop bumping my head into that square. The corner's really sharp. How can I make myself louder? What about settings? Let's go in there. Click. Audio. Meters, advanced, hotkeys. I'm not touching any of that. Bad things will happen if I do that. I'll just shout, okay?
They're starting to retract files from the discovery.
I don't know anything about this. This is
Couldn't
2 years
see
ago.
a
NK no
volume
longer
button.
says pawn the ring. NK no longer says this, no longer says that. The powers that be and the power of...
Okay, in this video that Scott's watching right now, Alan's got his half or three-quarter closed I've been drinking eyes. I call them his I've been drinking eyes. When Alan looks like that, he's halfway there.
Money is speaking as usual in these
Oh.
cases
Angry Alan.
that I've had to deal with over the last few years. I knew what was going on when we started this case.
You don't-
That's why I won't give up, because I knew what the dark forces were up against.
Psychic. You
Hang on, you are the dark forces, Alan.
don't have to do this, Alan. You don't have to do this.
Money talks,
Did you order the code red?
and you
Pick up
gradually
Scandal.
see... It's the same in the Marilyn McCann case. You
Marilyn
gradually
McCann.
see things disappear off the internet. Proof disappear bit by bit.
He's
what
not
we
wrong
do.
there, actually.
You will say this has been retracted, the interest of individuals, this, that and the other, and it'll be gone, be gone.
The McCann lawyers went around fucking taking loads of shit down.
The time we have to strike. Now is the time I'm calling on you to be strong, because there's people out there that can't handle the truth.
They can't handle the truth. You need to be strong.
But for that, I have to thank my fellow creators that helped me with that program you just saw.
What program?
I mean, they're too numerous to mention. I mean, I don't do all this myself. That
I had an external mic. Let me show you my external mic. Ta-da! Got one of these. Except last time I moved house it got dropped and I can't get it to work at all. So I've had to use the one on the camera. And if I was even vaguely technical, I could probably buy a new one. But guess what? I'm going to Spain in January, so all my money is going to pay for that. Oh. So yeah, I've just decided today to use the microphone in the camera. I know it's not good, but I'll stop Scott and I'll shout.
a lot of that was sent to me by my subscribers, and a lot
Yeah, I imagine, yeah.
of it is from other creators. So I don't know.
Other channels, yeah. I don't know what video he's referring to because he doesn't link it in this, so I don't know. You know, there's no way of me knowing exactly what video he's referring to, but he's obviously recently put out a video 2 years ago when we watched this, and it was a good one because it included loads of other stuff from other people.
Know who or what. They just comes in a mismatch over the years, you know. I'd like to thank all those creators that found some bits and pieces of that, along with individual members of the public who found bits and pieces of that I
It came in over a mishmash over a number of years, so I can't credit anyone with it.
pieced together as a puzzle. I'm like the circus master of it, if you like. I'm not claiming I found all that myself. I didn't.
Circus clown, actually.
Obviously not.
Put it together for you.
At least that back then he used to at least say, I didn't, this isn't me. But today he's like, I've cracked the case, I've come up with something big, look at this video, I've discovered something no one else was talking about. And then it's like, hang on, someone else was talking about it 5 years ago.
Oh!
So we're going to need your help, because they're taking away stuff.
taking
Can't-
the licking
well,
the
you can
lips.
hear me, I'm-
Remember licking the lips, right? He does this all the time. On the video that we watched on Twitch last night, he was talking about lies. It's going to come up on our channel. I'm going to upload it soon. The lies he was talking about. He says that when people are lying, they lick their lips. So from now on, every time Alan's licking his lips, we're to assume he's lying in his own words.
I'm not seeing any comments. Oh dear, I've gone on rattling on. I've not seen any comments.
No comments. Look,
Take it, you're here, are you?
you
Nobody
here?
loves you,
I'm not getting any
Alan.
comments.
Nobody
okay, no
loves
comments. Am I getting
Can
comments?
someone
Can
just say they can hear me? Just one
I have my
person.
comments? Can you say you can hear me,
I'm not
please?
seeing any comments.
you. Clowns have
I'm
dexterity.
not getting the comments
Alan
through.
doesn't,
Don't know why.
right.
How
They're
sad.
pretty
Don't know what you're
quick on the
saying.
uptake, aren't they?
Yeah.
And he's refusing to just move on from this. It like I've noticed this about Alan now. In the past, Alan, it might still be the case.
Red Firm 30-cent tippies. Super Chuffer owes 5 hugs.
Doing that tonight.
Game on.
Big up Snood. Big up Snood. Nobody's talking to me. Exactly. This is so Phil as well, right? This is the narcissist at play. I watched, again, like, I'm going to keep shouting out this video that I watched yesterday on Twitch, but I will upload to this channel in the next coming days. He had a technical problem on that. He refused to go on. He was like, I'm not going on until the screen is fixed. But he didn't know how to fix the screen, so he just sat there until people in his chat told him how to do it. Here again, he's not like, no chat, no, it's not working, right, I'm angry and this cannot continue. I can't just carry on the stream for a bit. Oh, okay, the chat isn't working, but I'm just going to carry on talking. I'm sorry that I can't hear you. We'll maybe cut this stream a bit short and I'll fix it offline. No, this has to be like, right, problem of all problems, needs fixing now, live, right now.
Upload.
Because Alan must be the centre of attention at all times. So if the camera's fuzzy or people can't hear him, that's the problem. Because Alan's whole reason for being on here is so people can adore him.
And it's fixed itself, look.
If you are giving super chat, I don't know it. It's gone back to that again.
He's angry.
Support when we need it. We're on our own now.
He's drunk.
I haven't got any of this chat coming through. This is sad.
Sad.
I'll just have a look on YouTube.
We need the super chats, we're on our own.
YouTube. Second.
This is past Alan, we're waiting for real life Alan to hurry up and come on.
I guess I get to my picture.
Probably
There's
super
Peggy.
drunk.
Is there a
Peggis.
problem?
You right, Peggis?
Are we having a problem?
What?
You're having a problem.
What was that?
Sounds like you're listening to Darth Vader's pornos.
Okay, well, I'm struggling, but you're not. That's the main thing. I'm not getting any messages through. Sugar.
How did you read that they're
Also,
not
I can't see
struggling?
your comments. I'm going to switch to my phone, which is desperation stakes, to see what you're saying.
Desperation stakes. It's desperation stakes. Code red. Desperation stakes. I need to use my
Always a
phone
problem,
to look
isn't
at
it?
chat.
Because I've got my luggage back, I suppose. Let me see. I'm going to have to go into YouTube.
God, you're gonna have to
My
go into
channel.
YouTube. It's god awful. This
You need to watch Alan play
running your own
with his
stream,
phone
disaster
again.
stream.
Oh, the same. No. Live.
Sally
I'm
loves
following you.
all
I'm following you
tippies.
online.
First time watching on the telly. Your voice sounds deeper on here.
1 2 check
Super
tellis
Chuffer owes
tellis.
5 hugs.
1 2 check tellis tellis.
Nice.
Turn down the bass.
Let's try doing that, and then back into that. Right,
One,
okay,
two,
I
check,
can read what you're
tell
saying
us.
here, so that's the main thing. Let me put, yeah, so I can see you in the right place. Good evening, everybody. Everybody's
Good
here
evening.
now, that's good.
Everybody's
We'll give you
here
a chance
now.
to
There's a
pop in,
delay,
didn't we?
Alan. I've just worked out that there's an 8-second delay. So he's reading chat now that is 8 seconds behind what he's saying. This could be good.
300. There were 300
yeah.
watching that back in the day.
Just got to get myself sorted out, or I can click things.
What are they watching?
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Right, so I was saying, thanks to all the creators who made this film. The police, I don't know who's doing it, but they're attracting pages of discovery, which is real bad.
Real bad.
Real bad news for us.
Real bad news for you.
What can we do about it? Nothing.
Nothing.
But you've got this film now.
Got it now. You've got it now.
This film I've given you tonight.
Gail, that is done.
proof.
That said, Gail, that is done. I don't know why that got the. He does this all the time with his comments. He doesn't know how to click off a comment, so instead he clicks on another comment and then it disappears. But Gail, that is done. Managed to make it through from this. I don't know.
Tonight is absolute proof.
And the picture on that looked like Gimpy Granny. Remember Gimpy Granny?
Okay. Now, I'm not even like speculating or conspiracizing.
No,
I've shown you.
true.
You see it in the same frame. It's like, so you never see like James Bond and Sean Connery in the same picture. No. You can see the red car
Oh, it's not the red
as
car.
Betty drives off in another direction.
Right, yeah, no, that's rubbish, apparently. And I got a video open, like I said, about it. The red car. If we want to, like...
Chris Watts. Red car, red.
This guy basically, the red car, and he does it...
Keep an eye out where that
I don't
line
know
is,
about this. I'd never looked into it before today because Alan's talking about it in this video. But he basically lines up the house, look in the background, and shows where the car comes out, and shows where Betty's car is, and show where the other car is. Apparently the red car here is just some rubbish, but don't worry about that. This is the past.
It's as clear as me talking to you now. Now, I'm really mad that there's creators out there that, because they don't like me, which is okay. If I say black, they say white. If I say yellow, they say pink. I can't. They won't work with me.
Pink being the opposite of the natural opposite of yellow.
It will help me in this desperate, dire situation. This is our last chance to get an arrest. I appeal to those creators, drop your prejudice against me.
It's your last chance to get an erection.
Watch this film
Okay?
without thinking of me.
Please tell me what film to watch. It's not listed in the comments. It's not listed in the description of this video. Please, while you're talking now live, tell me what it is, and I would watch it. But unfortunately, this video is 2 years old, Snoot. I'm doing a detractor beam. And the great thing about it is, this is what he's going to do tonight anyway. He's going to be well on the same sort of tip.
Watch the
He
film.
never changes.
Watch Betty turn
Watch
left.
Betis.
As you see her headlight turn, it hits the roof of next door neighbour,
Right?
which proves it's her. What isn't? As she goes out the picture, bang! It's like Clockwork Orange. It's like the casino affair or something. It's like, wow.
The casino affair.
Start the engine in the red car. Chris, who's the blocker, starts his engine, moves out the way. Red car, Batmobile, whoo, like a bat out of hell, straight across Steeple Drive. Now, if it's Betty's drive, she has to go. We see the headlight. The same way you saw Betty's headlight go left, Betty has to go right, and you see the headlight in the street.
The thumbnail alone is
Which
worth
most-
a tippy tonight. Love it.
Ooh,
Super
the thumbnail's a
Chopper
good thumbnail,
05
isn't it?
hugs.
We were talking about thumbnails last night on a stream, and I just thought I'll do a good one.
What's the thumbnail?
At speed, straight across the
Can't
road,
remember.
and runs straight into the house opposite and smacks into the door of the house opposite.
I don't know about all this red car shit, yeah? Like, this guy's saying it's not.
And you see that line? There's no way that car was there. No way. And let's take it a bit further.
Okay, let's clear it up. The red car was debunked a very long time ago. It's somebody's not reversing lights. It's somebody's stop lights shining off a gutter or something. It's ridiculous. There is no red car.
Go back to the original footage and let's watch where that car starts coming into view. Okay, now we're going to put a line there. Now let's fade it back to daylight. You see? You see what was hiding the car? And you can also see a portion of Betty's house too. That stone, that's not more of Chris's house. That's not how Chris's house is built. That little bit of stone there, that's Betty's house. You can see
So
the...
it seems like the red car was debunked, so I don't. Anyway, this is the past.
'Cause of the speed.
I just want to see him get angry, which he's going to do in a minute.
Now, if you want to believe that's possible, if you want to believe Betty can drive a red car, like the Batmobile, straight through the house opposite and out the back door without causing a massive explosion, then you're
Hey, Alan managed to say back door without doing an anal sex joke.
right. You've debunked AD for good. You've debunked him. You don't know what he's talking about. Because you want to debunk him. You don't want to help the frigging case. And I am angry. You creators out there debunking me for no reason other than you don't like me. Get a life. Look at this film. There's two cars in the same frame.
Alan's one of those people who gets grumpy when he's had a few drinks.
In the same frame of Nate's CCTV.
Got it.
How can that be?
I don't know.
You cry. Chris worked all alone. He worked all alone. He had no help. There are no accomplices. But who the flip is driving the red flipping car in a straight line into the house opposite?
Sorry, Dad.
Who? Betty? No. She turned left. I friggin' proved it. Then it must be someone else.
I really like it when Scott does that. When he reacts. When he really, really reacts to what Alan's saying. It's very funny.
And unless they are some magician, they're working to the click, click, headlight click of Chris Watts's blocker truck. Flashing, I'm leaving, you drive.
Oh, I love it when he
It's
reacts.
as simple and as hard as that to grasp.
He gets extra arrogant when he's drinking.
I can't help you anymore.
No, you're an idiot.
I can't help my detractors. I can't help people that can't see what's in front of them.
Detractors.
We're
I
idiots.
love it.
We're all idiots.
I love it.
I can't help my detractors. I can't help you anymore.
I don't need your
I can't help
help.
my detractors.
I mean, I don't know about the red car. I'm not detracting him on the red car. I'm just detracting him on his fucking delivery, on his own stream. What he said today on this, or today in the 2 years in the past, you know, he's going to come on tonight. We've got new proof. He's going to change the case again. That's happening in 10 minutes. So I'm just like building up to it, yeah. 2 years ago, he was changing the case. 4 years ago, he was changing the case. He's been changing the case so often, they don't know what they're like. No wonder his luggage was lost. He keeps changing the case so often, no one knows whose luggage is what. They get off the aeroplane, the carousel's going around. They're like, that's not my bag. No, Alan's changed the case. That is my bag now. That's my suitcase, is it? I didn't realise, sorry, Alan's changed the case. Like, imagine going on holiday with him. You're like, you know, let's get packing our clothes. Oh, we can't, our dad's changed the case. What do you mean? He's changed the case. He's swapped it with the man up the road. We're not going to fit all our clothes in here. Obsessed with changing the case. He's consistently changing the case over years.
He wants to be relevant. He wants to be important. He wants to be noticed.
The strange thing is the case never fucking changed. Never changes. It's just him going on the internet for years and years. It's a grift and a grind. And Snood, big ups in chat. If Snood's still here, I want them to see this because I was just talking about it earlier. And I don't know if they caught it. Is that what he's done recently is he's uploaded YouTube spam, like Dark Side Phil style. He's uploaded 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 videos about the Ruby Frank kids, the 8 passengers,
Wakey juice.
the 8 prisoners. He's uploaded them all on the same day to try and get traction on YouTube. And on his other channel, and for anyone who's not spotted this, YouTube, Nicole Kessinger, Living in the Shadows, Alan Green, this channel's been banging up old Alan content, clipped, thrown up onto YouTube like somebody having a YouTube vomit. They've been doing it, and like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 videos in a day, 1, 2, 3, 4 videos in a day, 5 videos in a day, 5 videos a day on his channels now, just getting 100 views. Just fucking what? Eventually you'll see this uploaded on his channel as a clip. It's like, what?
I can't help people that can't see what's in front of them.
Yeah.
You bring somebody on here, Spanners, now, and tell me that Betty was driving that red car, because I'd like to speak to them. Because they're fucking deluded. There's no such thing, because I'd like to speak to them.
You're going to have a good word with them. What did you say? Did he swear? Alan's known for not swearing. His ladies don't like him doing the swearis. Oh, he must be cross.
He's drunk.
Because they're fucking deluded. There's no such thing as Betty driving a red car. She hasn't got a frigging red car. It's grey. This is your last chance to nail these people. They're taking it down from Discovery now. They're dismantling your case. They're dismantling justice for Shanann as we speak. And what are you doing about it?
Shanann came up there.
Could you imagine being married to this man and being in an argument with him?
Didn't realise this was about Shanann. Forgot about that. Alan was getting well eggies.
Making videos, parodying AD.
We did.
Clever. Fantastic.
Oh,
Yay!
I'm sure it'll get you 50 views.
6,000 subscribers.
Yeah, I'm angry. I'm angry with other creators. I'm not even going to mention them. I don't mention any of them. Because they haven't got a life. They can't be bothered to see beyond this nose and see that the red car, which is the most important, that the red car is his innocence. The red car is no accomplices.
What?
If you other creators really believe that Betty drove that red car, I want you to prove it.
Scott is genuinely confused at this point. A lot of us have felt that way for years.
Because I've just proved Betty drove off to the left while your red car was driving straight across the road 100 miles an hour. Into the house opposite. Bang.
At one stage we said it was like a Formula One track around the block where that house was, because Alan had so many vehicles going around. They were dropping off bodies at the front of the house and the back of the house, and then they went round to the safe house. It was like a Formula One track.
Where's the ambulance for Betty?
Just an
Where's the
ambulance.
Sort it out. You people can't handle the truth. You people that don't believe in me can't handle the truth. You couldn't
Where's the
handle the frigging
ambulance?
shadows. You still can't handle the shadows. You're still saying the shadows aren't real. You're still saying the children were killed on the night. You're still putting Shanann in the shade as a possible murderer of her children because you won't admit that AD's right. Because you can't mentally take it, can you? You can't handle the truth.
You can't handle the truth.
At least one of the girls went to the orphan alive. But you can't handle that truth.
You can't handle
the same way as you can't handle.
Has he watched that film recently before he did this one? Do you think he did? Do you think he watched that film?
He's a belligerent.
Do you think he watched that film? I want an ice cream. You can't handle an ice cream.
But he didn't work alone. The same way you can't handle with the red car, it's not Betty.
Yeah, fuck you. Who's Betty again? So he's still not on. 5 minutes, don't worry, we're not going to miss him. This is the past. Betty lives next door. She goes out every morning at 5 past 15, at 5 o'clock of the hour and 15 of the minutes.
5:15.
At 5 o'clock of the hour and 15 of the Queen's finest minutes, I did take my morning perambulations around the block. She doesn't perambulate around the block. She gets in her car and goes to the gym every fucking morning, 5:15. And so there's a car leaving on the CCTV from Betty's house at 5:15. And that's the car that goes off, right? And then Alan's saying that there's another car that must be parked and it comes and it leaves right after. Very close to, very soon after.
And there's a truck out the front.
And no one else has seen that, I don't think. I might be wrong. Like I said, because I was doing this today and I was looking into the past Alan and it came up.
And now there's an ambulance.
Before, I was doing a bit of preparation, you know, I'm not just stupid. So I opened a video that just said, Chris, what's the red car? To see, you know, what the most popular video, well, this is not the most popular, this is 4.9 thousand views. Just, I wanted a straight up, like, you know, opinion on the red car.
Yes.
And this guy's just like, everyone keeps fucking going on about this red car. Look, this is what the house is like. Where is the car going to be parked? Like, if there's another car, where is it parked? Because Betty leaves from here, so they're not parking on this drive here. There's the truck. You think it comes out from round, like Betty's car comes from here. Like, you know, he's basically debunking it. He's put the lines on the screen where the car comes from. So he's basically happy with that. I don't know. I'm not going to nail my flag to the mast. But Alan's really excited about this fucking car, isn't he, that he thinks he saw on CCTV?
And never has been. And never has been. I need you on my side. I'm rallying AD's army. Sort this out. Sort this out with these other creators who are talking bullshit. Sort this out with your police force.
I mean, I might do what you say, but you seem quite angry. So I might leave you to sort your own shit out. There wasn't a red car, it was a reflection of Betty's red lights, says Sally Lovejoy. Yeah, if you can tell me in chat whether you think there was a red car or not. I don't know, I'm not angry about people's conspiracy theories about this crime that happened years ago. Like, it's not really my wheelhouse, but the more I look into it, you know, the more I'm interested in some ways. We're going to be talking about it tonight because Alan, Alan is going to be talking about it tonight. He's going to be changing the case again. And what we expect is that he's going to twist the words of some things that were said in the interrogation, like where the word she comes up, it can be now ambiguous, and she can mean my fucking cat's mother, or it could mean Nicole Kessinger, and it proves everything. And I also think personally as well that he's going to be doing some slandering of the name of Shanann Watts, some slandering of the name of the family, like some basically casting aspersions over their characters as well, which is going to be tragic and horrific. But if we can all remember, it happened a long time ago and we've all been sad for it, but we're here to ridicule Alan, so let's make sure we're here to ridicule Alan.
The person who's got that red car and talk to him, please, before they shut down all Discovery files.
So angry.
That's what they're doing, bit by bit.
He's angry because they haven't found his suitcase till he's just been on the phone. Where's my suitcase? Angry Alan. You're all right, where's your super chats?
Betty and the red car cannot be in the same time frame. And yet, magically, they are. How do I know? Because I frigging proved it to you. I'm not having anybody debunking that. You see her headlight. You see her turn left. You see the reflection of that turning left on the next door neighbour's roof for a second as she drives off. As soon as she's out of the way, click, click, click goes Chris's lights. He removes the blockage of the truck. The red car goes straight across the road into Steeple Drive. Off his gravel, like it or not.
Off his gravel.
It can't come from anywhere else.
So there's a car parked on his drive the whole time. But Yeah, but
That's always with Alan.
yeah, this is the past anyway. He's very eggy about
What do you
it.
think? Am I wrong? Have I spent thousands of hours studying that thing to be wrong? Was I wrong about the shadows?
Thousands of hours. We've done this again. Do you know how many hours 1,000 hours is? Like, do you know how many hours is in it? Like thousands. We did this the other night, but I love it. It's one of my favourites of Alan's. It's such a strange hyperbole. How many hours in a year?
Breakfast.
Thanks, Google. Google me up thousands. So a whole year, like in a total of a whole year, is 8,000 hours. So like, how many hours have you spent studying this? Because like 24 hours a day for a full year isn't 10,000. At some point he said hundreds of thousands one of the times, but this was only thousands, so we're okay with thousands. You could have, for the last, like this is 2 years ago. I mean, how many hours are you putting into this, Alan? Have you got time to do anything else in your life?
When I was facing huge controversy, was I wrong? When I tell you 100% I'm right, I'm sure. Controversy, was I wrong? When I tell you 100% I'm right,
Is that, I don't know. Is this gaslighting now again?
facing huge controversy, was I wrong? When I tell you 100% I'm right, I'm sure. When I'm wrong, and I'm not sure. I'm 100% sure that red car is not Betty. 100%, not 99, 100% sure, because I see Betty drive off to the left. And Betty cannot go in a straight line without smacking into a house opposite. Now, anybody want to argue with that? Come on here and argue with me. Go and debunk it. Make yourself look clever. I'm debunking AD. Big deal. Try solving the case for a change. Try do something positive. Try making some content that people can agree with, rather than go, oh, look at that AD. Isn't he got big glasses? And he got funny this, funny that. Children.
Sorry, I
We
didn't
need an
do it.
arrest.
Regardation police. He just said effing children. If you don't clip that and use it, I'll be very disappointed.
Adults, I'm talking to adults now.
I couldn't help it. I had to go to fucking children.
Isn't he got big glasses? And he got funny this, funny that. Children.
Fucking children. Look at him.
Oh,
Nasty old man.
you can see why he's not married anymore.
We need an arrest. Adults, I'm talking to adults now. We need an arrest before they take away the discovery files for good.
Okay.
So if you can arrange that for me.
Kaka, can you do that?
Whoa!
Just read a few.
Hey, it's
The
Be like
blind
water.
leading the blind sent tippies. Alan is nothing more than an irrelevant, narcissistic, uneducated, impotent, flaccid, misogynistic bully.
flaccid.
Time to pull his panties down and give him a swift spanking, Scotty. Big ups all the MIMPS chuffers.
Big ups.
Super chuffer owes 5 hugs.
He's going to get a spanky tonight. I mean, I'm just, like I said, I don't know how I'm going to necessarily talk my way through not the Nicola case, the details of the Chris Watts case, but I've had a bit of a look at it, so I know some stuff. But the other thing, right, is like a quick overview of the Nicole Kessinger situation. Like, she was sleeping with Chris, and behind the scenes she was a bit interesting and a bit dark sometimes, so like there are some question marks over her, aren't there? And she was in that interrogation room, and she was not forthcoming with the idea that she was like basically the other woman, because Chris murdered his family. So she wasn't going to be in the interrogation room saying, oh, by the way, did you know that I was encouraging him to leave that family? You were you? Would you like to come and talk to us more in the interrogation room further? Not really, but so she wouldn't volunteer lots of stuff, would she? But there's a lot of question marks around that. I get that. I understand there's question marks. Alan asks a lot of questions, okay? And he likes to assert a lot of weird shit. But this is years and years later. I'm going to be really assessing him on his character, taste, decency, handling of the situation, temperament, the amount of joy we can take from enjoying him as a lolcow. Like, he is now scraping the barrel. I showed you the numbers on those videos. I showed you the upload schedule. He is scraping the barrel. He is in free fall. Like, he's been Angry Alan years ago, hasn't he? Like, I like Angry Alan. He's been Angry Alan. Angry Alan is defeated. The other day he said that YouTube channels that what did he describe me as? A YouTube channel that had smashed him to bits. I think he's holding on to the last of the money for the old rope, you know? I think he's grifting and grinding at the hardest at the moment. clutching at straws dramatically.
Here's my theory on that. I reckon in the past he's said, I've got to keep doing this because I've got obligations to my family. So I reckon that his family and he, financially, this is very important to everybody in the family, this grift. So whether he's helping his kids with house payments or something like that, but there's a reason why his family is sticking with him and letting him get away with this. There's something financial. He's supporting, propping up somebody in the family financially.
No, it reminds me of someone. All those video uploads reminds me of someone who, like, if you've ever been, I've been there myself actually, personally, in a situation where like you need money sort of quickly, and like you don't have any, and like you've got bills to pay or debts to pay or whatever it is, like, and the time is coming, and you start thinking outside the box almost, like, because just working at work for the next week isn't going to provide me the amount of money I need, so I need a bit extra money. So what can I do to try and make some extra? Like, you might think of some like outside the box ideas. You might be a bit desperate, and you might turn, like, at that moment you might think that an idea that wasn't such a good idea in the past seems like an option. Like, let's try this. And I think that's what's happening with those multiple uploads. Alan's a bit desperate. And the best thing about it is it proves, and especially tonight when his big night with his special evidence, like, he thinks that there's other YouTubers out there getting hundreds of thousands of views doing content like he's about to do tonight, and when he doesn't get it, and when it doesn't come his way, and when changing the case, which is already late, we are waiting, when this doesn't go his way, he might get a few views on this, maximum of 4,000, I think 5,000, total, but when it doesn't go his way longer term, like, how far can you scrape the barrel? Big ups, Karen, big ups. Like, how far can you scrape? Thank you very much for the $1.99 super chat, Karen. Big ups, thank you.
We used to wonder about that, oh, Alan's reached the bottom of the barrel again. But Alan has proved over time that the barrel has a basement and a sub-basement and even some car parking under that. This barrel goes really low.
How much of the barrel can you scrape? Like, how long can it go on with you looking in the mirror and knowing how fucking bad it is? And the super grift of the multiple uploads, that was supposed to yield at least one viral thing for him of like 10,000 views or more that he could get his hooks into and say, right, let's go down and do some. We've done what's on this channel. We've done what were they called? Eight passengers on this channel. Whichever one of these catches fire, I'm going to go. None of it worked. None of it. And so tonight, Friday night, big night for him, built it up over the week. It's got to be big. There's a lot of pressure. There's a lot of pressure on Alan tonight to perform, to do well, because his study groups are shit. This is his back to his rock. This is his fallback plan. We're now scraping the barrel, hitting the fallback plan. That's not a good place to be if you're a narcissist who feeds on all this stuff for emotional support and to prop up your personality, to fix this broken shell of yours. And it's not good as well if you're financially struggling because the last month was bad. And Nancy hasn't been around in a while. We're all on tenterhooks to see whether Nancy's going to turn up and drop 100.
Personally, I'm worried about Nancy. I worry about Nancy a lot. I think Nancy is his daughter, Scarlett.
Alan certainly needs the monies, so he's doing this. So it's going to be interesting, isn't it? Like, this could go badly. A lot of pressure. Like, you add up the things that could make it go badly. A lot of pressure. No fallback plan after this. Needing the money. Like, how did you come up with a case break? It's almost like a magician, as shouting out Tricia and her cards. It's almost like a magician pulling a rabbit out of a hat. He needs a big moment on YouTube. He needs this to be a big thing. So lo and behold, he's found a case-changing moment. That's lucky, isn't it? In the very week that you need something big for your channel, you've managed to discover something that no one else has found. That's lucky.
My theory is that it's going to be something that he's dredged up before, and he's just going to recycle it. Because, well, we've seen this pattern before, haven't we?
Or it might be bollocks.
It'll be bollocks.
So I'm looking forward to this in a way. I also really do believe that he might just, fly under the radar with it, get away with it for a bit longer. Like Darkside Phil, the narcissism will be its own engine in some ways, and he won't face the truth. So no matter how badly it goes, or average it goes, or mid it is, he's going to try and claim it to be some sort of success. And as long as someone drops him a hundo,
It's raining again. I couldn't
it is.
be happier.
Big ups, Jessica.
And then first,
Handcuff license.
Jessica sent tippies. Hey everyone. I am organising a GoFundMe. Raising monies for a
Monies?
handcuff licence. Citizens arrest anyone? Alan's an arse. Big ups, Mimps.
Big ups.
Super Chuffer owes 5 hugs.
Yeah, it could well be a nothing burger Doden, I agree. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for the tippies. And
It'll be nice.
should we turn up and do a citizen's arrest at his door for chatting rubbish? I wonder if he's asleep. He's notorious for this now. He's 10 minutes late on his own channel. 10 minutes late now. 8 minutes, but
That's treating your audience with contempt.
rounding it up. I wonder if he's asleep. I wonder if behind the scenes he's having an argument with some of the spanners. Are all the spanners in his chat? I don't know. Are there any notorious spanners missing there?
Who knows?
Behind the scenes kind of spanners? Are they missing from his chat?
Oh, Roxy's
Because
still
are they
hanging
having a row
around.
behind the scenes?
Dunno.
I wonder. Where's Kaka? Alan and Kaka right now having a row? Is that what's happening, or is she just trying to wake him up? What would you like? I tell you what, the money Alan could make if I just set up a webcam. This is all I want, Alan. Is I'll set up a webcam in your lounge or the room that you do a couple of webcams. Big Brother style, 24/7.
I don't want
Big
to see
Brother
Alan
style.
in his underwear. No.
I'll give you £1,000 per webcam per week. They have to work 24/7. They have to be on 24/7. I will give you £1,000 per webcam per week. You don't get any of the monies.
I will take that offer.
I own all the rights. But I give you £1,000 per
I'd just
webcam.
like to say that I've heard all this information that's been put out about me, about my family, about my friends. And
Chris Watts is talking.
I want to refer people to talk to Armchair Detective, who knows more about me, more about this case than anybody else. And I just want people to trust
Chris Watts is asserting me that Armchair Detective knows more about this than anybody else.
this mindset to spread propaganda, to spread hurt, to spread accusations. I'm not in support of it.
So, what Alan did was he took a statement that Chris Watts made by telephone to somebody saying nobody listen to the Armchair Detective, and took out the don't. So he's doctored up this piece of audio. Of course, because he's a liar and a grifter and a scammer and a liar.
We shall overcome.
Mistress Nicole know more about
That's
his
Dr. Phil from the deleted episode.
The idea that Chris would soon end the lives of the people who loved him the most. And Chris was about to come clean with what really happened to his family.
Dr.
The
Phil.
story of Chris and Shanann Watts,
Shanann.
it wasn't
Oh,
over.
she's
In
dead, son.
fact, it was just starting to unfold.
Several years ago.
Suspicion, that made some people really nervous.
Sex, lies, and videos.
Of armchair detectives who passionately
Armchair
followed this
Detectives.
story, who
It must
just
be him.
weren't
Dr. Phil was talking about him.
explanation on to police of
There's
her
that
own free
hottis.
will to speak to them about her involvement with Chris. But was she?
There's that hottis. Look at those titties.
Is it possible, like Shannon's parents believe to this day, that she tried to help Chris, and when it all started coming unraveled, when it all started hitting the wall, she got scared and bailed? Was she actually helping him and got cold feet and decided, save yourself, girl? She was never arrested.
That's the narrative. She was never arrested, never really questioned.
The eye.
Well, they questioned her a bit. Thank you. It's over. Although this is the start sequence that Alan uses. It's an end sequence that Alan uses at the start. There's the copyright disclaimer again for a second time, just to make sure you've had it. Da, 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 da. It's time for the shit detect shit. Here he is.
Good evening, my name's Alan and I am the Armchair Detective. Never has that intro been more relevant than tonight.
It's quite loud tonight.
I stopped playing
The
that
mic's
a long
closer.
time ago. Because
Regardation Police, can you make a video where the microphone just keeps moving around? Have you done that yet? Because I really want the microphone to move around, you know? It could be everywhere. At least he's got the pop filter in front of the microphone this time. And what I love is the fact that Alan's bought a microphone that looks like a doodle. I think that Alan thinks that the microphone is a prop, not actually something you use for sound, that it's a prop. Other YouTubers have a microphone sitting there looking all kind of podcasty. He should have one too. It's a prop.
when I saw that episode of Dr. Phil,
Yeah.
with Shanann's
Yes, I
mother
loved
and father
those.
and brother,
I loved
I was
those.
so much on their side. I couldn't be any more on their side. I wanted to vindicate Shanann and save her family from all these.
Maybe the microphone that you used could look like a doodle. A black. Oh, forget it. You know what to do.
Groups that were saying that Shanann did the murders, and she didn't, and I had to prove it. And I was so pleased when Dr. Phil spent a lot of time.
You don't work for the American police. You had no obligation to do any of that. They were quite busy trying to make sure that Chris Watts went down for the murder.
With Shanann's family, and those words he spoke, they're not. It's like learned behaviour. It's what he learned from the family, right? That was his conclusion after talking to the family. As Shanann's mother, Sandy, believes to this day, she was helping Chris.
You don't know what she believes. You have no idea what Sandy believes.
And got cold feet. And it was a matter of save yourself, girl.
Actually, what I think you'll find, Alan, is that in America, when they do tellis, they have an angle and they have like a story they want to tell. So it might be that they don't just do the interview and then say, right, whatever comes of this, that's the angle we'll put on it. They might say, we're going to ask questions about this to try and put this angle on it. So that could easily be done. And then in the end, the Dr. Phil episode where all this was said was...
He could have two mics, couldn't he? Or maybe Scott could put a microphone in his mouth. Oh, that would be funny. He could have two mics and they could have a little microphone fight off, couldn't they?
removed because things changed, didn't they? So I don't know about this.
Now you understand the words.
No, it's like the unbroadcasted Dr. Phil, it's known as, like the one that got, removed because things were said and, turned out Chris Watts murdered his family.
Dr. Phil.
I mean, again, I'm not going to critique Alan on the idea that Nicole Kessinger might have some way behind the scenes. People might think she's implicated in some way, and she might. I've seen no evidence, not this funny, shadow stuff and all that. No evidence that she was actually there. But I'm willing to have that proved to me if she were. I'm open-minded to that. I'm not saying, she's completely innocent, get away from Nicole Kessinger. She was shagging Chris behind the scenes. She knew that Chris was married, and in some way she wanted to have her own future. She envied the family and the house and all this sort of stuff. You can see the build-up and the motives, but whether she'd crossed the line and do the murders herself, or whether Chris did that, that's a different story, isn't it? And again, I'm not even prepared to nail my flag for Master. I don't need to. It's just interesting that Alan, coming on 5 years now, is using this as his. For Dark Side Phil plays video games, Alan talks about this fucking dead family.
NK save herself. She got a deal. And that is brilliant. I mean, those words, I can't. It cheers me up. It cheers me up to hear those words again of Dr. Phil. And
really?
I'm
the words from the podcast that was pulled very quickly from the public.
proud to have been the man who found the shadows.
You weren't the man who found the shadows. Somebody else found the shadows in a Facebook group. Her name was Diane, and then she forwarded the idea to you, and you deleted her from you banned her from your chat, deleted her from your group, and used her content on your channel, and then everyone else that's looking at it also saw similar different kinds of things, you were certainly not the first person to discover the shadows, and you seem to claim something that's on CCTV that you weren't there, you didn't film the CCTV, like you can't claim it as yours.
You got them to go back to Wisconsin and make him admit that the girls were alive. And he said, if you'd have told me the girls are alive, I couldn't have lied to you about it. But you didn't tell me. Because they didn't know until I showed them the little girl under the truck.
A shadow.
It all went wrong.
Which could be disputed. I have looked at that myself, and I have questioned it a bit, you know, because of the way shadows cast, and like we could look into it deeper, but it's not a massive thing.
From there, it all went so. I don't know what NK did to her parents. I don't know what they did to Shanann's parents. I don't know what they did to get them off, but they flipped away. And
Sorry, at the moment this is just a whole lot of me watching Scott, watching Alan, and agreeing with Scott.
Said she's done nothing but sleep with a married man. That's it.
Like, this is let me get this clear, Alan, right? You have been talking about this 4 or 5 years now. We do know this story now. Like, the narrative you seek to portray does exist on your channel. You refer us to every other video in order to get an overview of this. I got it, yeah. Please continue.
We all know that. I mean,
we all know that.
That's their story. But I'm not that sort of person to go, all right then, nothing to do with NK. It made me more determined to prove her that she knows more than what she's saying. Maybe more determined. Okay, I'll do it without the parents.
So
that's called confirmation bias, Alan. You're just picking the bits of evidence that you want that prove your case.
Naturally, you flew over to America and investigated the crime scene forensically, and then started conducting interviews, people she knows, like friends of friends, before circling around to try hard and actually approach her for a direct one-on-one. Naturally, you did that then, yeah?
I didn't expect to get destroyed by the parents. To where I am today, where there's a fund up for 2.5 years raising money to take all my money that I haven't got.
Take all my money that I haven't got. Give. I'm still giving. I can guarantee you that that fund is legitimate and that the court case is legitimate, because every now and then the money that I've pledged to the fund gets taken out of my account by the solicitors, which is exactly what they said would happen. As they reached milestones in billing, that they would take the money out of our accounts, and that's exactly what's been happening. There really is a team of lawyers sending him letters and taking him to court.
And they don't want to close me down. They want recompense. They want every penny I've ever made out of their family and la 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 la.
La-la-di-da.
I don't have a penny. I'm near enough broke.
Did you just put a figure? Did you just put a figure? Did you just say £100,000? They want the money you made out of their family. So what they're going to say is that the money... Oh, this is great, actually. I didn't know he was going to talk about this tonight. Big up Screener Jones with the comment, Nancy. Quite like that. Nancy, the battery boy. Nancy, the battery boy. Look, he just said 100 grand. They want recompense. They want the money that I made out of talking about their family. So that means this is worse than ever, actually. I thought what they were going to go for is take down the videos where you talk about us, and then, you know, some damages. But what it means is, and if this is right, you can't trust Alan, of course, but if this is right, then, and he just dropped it there, and it's like new story for the court case, new information, and the court case is amping up and rolling forward, so maybe it's, you know, he's had word. If that's what they really want, then that's brilliant, because what they're going to be able to do is they're going to be able to go over his heyday. They're going to be able to go, and you know what I said at the start of this, you know, I built up today's episode by saying desperate man doing desperate things for monies, right? If you go back to his heyday when he had 100,000 views on a thing and whatever, and you add up the super chats back then, and then you take into account the patrons, like when you add that up, that's quite a lot of monies. And if you haven't saved it, if you're going to be end up liable...
He has saved it, because once upon a time, this is good that I'm giving people this context, because once upon a time on a video, which has probably since been removed, because that's what Alan does when he suddenly spouts too much information, He said that he was building a nest egg for his retirement years when he's finished on YouTube. He was building a nest egg so that he could live the kind of life that he wanted to live, which is presumably, travelling to Thailand a lot, that kind of thing. So there's a nest egg. There is a nest egg somewhere. And a good forensic accountant will be able to find it, Alan.
Or to pay it to somebody else, you're going to have to find it, aren't you? It's like monies. And like, it's, imagine that. Imagine having to pay back the money that you had in your heyday, that you frittered away whilst things are going at their lowest ebb.
He's
That
still
would be
driving
awful,
the
wouldn't it?
BMW.
Like, he keeps saying, I've got no money, you can't get any out of me. But you've had money. So it doesn't matter if you're not, like, now you've not got little money, but back then you had big money, so we're going to want the big monies. But I've only got the little monies, yeah, but you should be earning the big monies, but you're not. You've got big monies to pay, so little monies isn't going to do it. Like, this is cool. Julie DJ has some information she wants to share with me, in chat. I'll give you one idea with that comment when he asked my husband, who's a teacher, when he was writing a book about policemen telling children what to do when they leave school, primary school age. Somebody give Julie the mod's email address, the team email address. Get her in the Discord.
I don't care if I'm in a pro. I'm having a great life. Doesn't matter. I can survive. I'll do something.
I will survive.
But I can't stop this. So I said, right, 8 months ago, I said to my spanners, I'm dropping the watch case. I'm not going to talk about it anymore. There's no point.
When's he getting around to this bombshell case-changing thingy? How far into this stream is Alan? He's still whinging. He'll be on about the trolls in a minute.
But they didn't drop the fund to raise money to get me, did they? The fund is
To
still there
get me.
today.
I love it the way he contrives the idea of being sued for defamation as a fund to get me. There's a crowd fund to pay for the legal costs. It doesn't say to get Alan Vinicum. Get Alan Vinicum.
Get him.
Can we get him? Yeah, get him. Go and get him. What do you mean? It's like talking to a child.
Asking you for money to get me. Now, like a sword of Damocles just above my head. Every day of my life, it goes up. So I stopped talking about the case. They didn't close the fund. They continued to this.
Well, there was no deal. I'll stop talking, close the fund. There was no deal, Alan. That's what you might have imagined was going to happen. But you really pissed these people off, so I don't think they're going to close the fund. You're just going to have to live with the consequences of your actions now.
Day to say that I'm going to prison, I'm going to court, I'm going to be this, I'm going to be that. Do you know what that does to me? Do you know what mental health the 68-year-old has?
We're talking about you being sued for defamation for talking about the family of Shanann Watts, a woman who was tragically murdered along with her 2 children, and the family that are suing you, their mental health concerns are slightly more legitimate than yours. And the reason they're suing you is because of their mental health concerns that have been exacerbated by your bad behaviour, the defamation. And you're crying about your mental health on a public forum like YouTube. After having, as well, on top of, Your Honour, I also put it to you that on the night of the 14th, Alan Vinicum did say that me personally, Scotty Hottie, was like crazy, like a nutter, like, madman. He beat me about with the mental health thing because...
Oh yes, Alan will not hesitate to use the mental health stick to hit people across the head with. But until it's his mental health, and then it's very, very important.
So I talk about having used or coming off antidepressants, going through a process of having used antidepressants for a while and coming through that period in my life where I felt like I needed them. And we did a mental health channel for a year, and he used it against me. And now it's Pity Party Alan on his episode today is called New Proof: What Really Happened Between Chris Watts and Shanann, and he's saying this in today's episode. as part of his overview of the backstory of his relationship with the story. Oh dear, Alan. Oh no. Oh no. You're doing it again. Relax, Alan. We need Darkside Phil's got a code word when he's doing it again. They're supposed to tell him to relax. Alan needs a code word. Alan needs a code word. We need a code word. People need to put it in his chat. Alan, you need to relax.
Do you know what that does to me? Do you know what mental health the 68-year-old has to deal with that on my own here in England with this?
Aww.
You're going to the Old Bailey. You're doing. I know it's not.
Maybe you should have stopped talking about the case in wild fashion when you were asked to by the family.
Well, it doesn't matter what's true and it's not. It's in my head. Just like Dr. Phil believed that NK was involved, I believe that I'm on the road to ruin because of this story.
Yes.
And all I tried to do was help her parents.
You are on the road to ruin. Yes. I would actually, for the first time in a long time, I would say that sounded actual real from Alan. Yes. Although he could just be grifting this up hard for a big beg so that he gets more monies, and he could have more monies than you think behind, if he says he's got a Rolex.
No, he really believes he's on the road to ruin, and you are, Alan. This is what happens when you're a naughty boy.
The road to ruin because of this story.
But there's no big smile after that one. This sounded more
I
like...
believe that NK was involved. I believe that I'm on the road to ruin because of this story. And all I tried to do was help her parents.
Code word is tramadol.
there's no licky lips.
Thank
There's
you.
no... this seems a lot more honest there. Road to ruin, yeah. Yes. Let's celebrate. I'm not going to shout it again. I'm not going to have the Alexa do it again. But yes, the road to ruin.
Oh yeah, that's all been forgotten. I'm an evil man.
Big ups on the rocks, who says, I can't believe anything Frankie Jr. says either. Frankie Jr. hasn't said anything. I'm not, Frankie Jr.'s sister was murdered in a horrible way, and so were his nieces. I think he's had a fucking horrible tragedy to deal with. My heart goes out to the man, no matter what, yeah? Not obviously if he's a fucking, horrible molester or something, obviously my heart does not go out to him, but do you know what I mean? He's gone through this tragedy in his life. I don't care if he smoked a bit of weed or whatever. My heart goes out to him on that front. And then he's not. Alan's saying all this bad stuff about all these people. I've seen him do it about the family, about Shannon. I don't know the exact particulars of the court case and what they're going to say in court is the defamation. I'm not party to that. Alan might even fucking win the case for all I know. He might have been telling the truth for all I know. I don't know what the case is exactly, but I hope that Alan gets taken down a peg or two by this man, because he's just the most awful. I said I'd talk about tone and decency today. Frankie Rusick's gone through a horrible tragedy. Alan's on the internet talking about his business and talking about their family and saying all this bad stuff. The other day he said Shanann's no saint. Going on about these videos that she made for this company and neglecting the kids. What's he on about? He's saying bad stuff about innocent people who were victims of a crime. He's a bad chuffer. So I don't see Frankie Rusick doing any of that. I don't see him doing any of that.
No.
I see him having to sort of defend himself on the internet a little bit, maybe. And I like the fact that he's gone after Alan with legal action. I'm keeping a good eye on it, and I'm interested to see how it pans out, because I could also go after Alan for defamation. I've also talked to solicitors about the situation and the position. I know where I stand on that and how I can definitely win. So
makes money out of the death of the family.
Well, there he goes again. Makes money out of the death of the family.
But that's been forgotten. Oh yeah, that's all been forgotten. I'm an evil man who makes money out of the death of the family.
I proved that tonight. We just looked at it. You spent 5 years making money out of the death of the family. There is no way Alan is on any sort of campaign for justice here. No way at all.
Alan famously called this case once the gift that just keeps giving.
You've got to consider this. If you were on a campaign for justice, you wouldn't have spent all this time desperate for clickbait views. What would you be talking about the 8 passengers story for? Why would you be doing all those clickbait videos about that? You are on a gravy train on YouTube, and you will say what you think needs to be said to get the views, to get the tippies, to get the clicks, to get the views. Like, there's no fight for justice here, but you can dress it up behind a fight for justice, so then no one can accuse you of being a grifter. It's just fucking disgusting. It's the worst thing in the world. Like, it's horrible.
They make money out of Manhattan. They are monetarised.
Actually, there are worse things in the world, but Alan is probably guilty of all of them too. Bear in mind, we've got videos of him singing with kids on Smule, waving. The kid waves at him.
Yeah.
I'll bring it up. I'm bringing it up again. I can't.
Yeah, do it.
You know, why not?
Do it.
Send trees. Send trees. For anyone that's new to this,
They have to be exposed.
this is the
these
reason.
people.
Like the other day, they asked. On that being said, what's the thing that makes you most cross with Dark Side Phil? And they all had answers. For me, it was the racism. It's the instance. I actually feel angry when he does the racism. With me and Alan, this is the thing that makes me most cross with Alan, is when he was caught on his Smule account singing with kids, and he said they weren't live. They weren't live, but this kid waves at him.
It is live. It is. I found out that it is actually possible to do a live collaboration in a room, in a private chat room on Smule. It is possible. And what freaks me out about this is the fact that the child waves and Alan does this horrible, evil leer. The smile he gets on his face is just disgusting. Have a look.
That kid waves at him. So don't tell me that wasn't live. Singing with kids on the internet.
Oh,
Nancy
it doesn't show
behaviour.
it. Next time you see it, have a look at the
old
leer
Alan.
Alan gives. Oh, it's horrible.
If you're like, there's your microphone. Where are you? Why is your microphone over there and not in front of your face? That really needs to be addressed. Someone needs to sort that out. One of his spanners needs to have a good word with Alan about where he puts his microphone. It's gone beyond a joke now.
Alan doesn't listen to other people. That's the problem. Alan knows everything about everything. So people might actually be telling him that, but he knows best.
Made loads of money, which is fine. Good luck to Sandy's Cooking. Give a super chat. Good luck to the great bit of marketing that Frankie did, was to get the updated video of NK and make a lot of money. Fine.
It wasn't a marketing ploy. Not everything is a marketing ploy, Alan. He got the video so you couldn't get it. Not everything is a way to make money. Not everyone's thinking like you. You don't have to be the richest man in the cemetery when you die. You don't get a prize for that, Alan.
America, man. We're all supposed to make money. What is this destroying one person over a case that everyone talks about? It's not fair. I stopped talking about the case, and do you know what happened? The abuse got worse.
No.
The abuse built into crescendo so high that they attacked my family. They had one guy writing songs. They stoked them up.
This is ridiculous. They had one guy writing songs. This is ridiculous. He's now living in a fantasy world. The abuse did not... From the Chris Watts case and this stuff, I'm not involved in the Chris Watts case. He stole my content. I asked him kindly if he would not do that. He continued to plagiarise my content. That was game on. Welcome to the internet. Now I talk about him and cover him as a lolcow. He's a lolcow. He's an idiot on the internet who makes fun. We make fun of him. He's a laugh. Like, you know, we can have a laugh at him because he's a fool. Remember, this is his Chris Watts episode. What are people going to think when they tune into this? This is his big moment. I thought it was going to be his big moment. I thought he was going to blow the case open. Instead, it's another Alan pity party. Oh, Alan, don't do this. This is not going to look good for you.
So much he wrote songs about having sex with my children, and then he...
You should talk about me. We can come on a stream together. That really needs to happen. Eventually, that's going to be your only straw you can clutch at.
Yes,
I'm going to offer you £1,000 for webcams in your house.
Years ago.
Each room that we put a webcam in, and you can't choose. I choose. Thank you. First webcam in the lounge where you do whichever room you do this in. First webcam, right? Webcams in each room. £1,000 each webcam. They're on 24 hours a day. £1,000 each. That's the deal, right?
Oh.
Second deal, £1,000 for an hour on a stream with me on my channel. I call the shots. You come on the stream. You get.
He's been offered that. We pulled together, I think it was about $5,000 Australian or something, which is £10,000 or something. There was a large amount of money that we pulled years ago. Alan wouldn't do it. So, good luck, but he won't do it.
Paid £1,000. You are on the stream for a full hour. You have to talk. There's no, we're talking for the full hour. Yeah, you can't just sit there and say, right, I'm on the stream. You have to talk. You have to engage. Big ups, Karen Tree Birch, $1.99. Thank you very much for the super chat, Karen. If you don't engage, thank you for the carrot. You're going past in blue now. Wee blue. It's if you want to play the game, Alan, you can come on and do it properly. If not, you don't fuck about and just come on and just sit there and pretend and then get your £1,000 in good faith. There you're going to be your options for monies. I'm going to be the one that you can come to for monies. And £1,000 for sitting on a stream for an hour and talking. What's wrong with that? Are you so scared? With this man who writes songs about my daughter, are you so scared?
They put my picture on the screen and put his willy in my mouth on the picture.
That hurt. The
Got
willy
me
hurt.
working day and night. This is so good, isn't it?
He wrote songs about.
You can't help but talk about the chuffer. He needs the chuffer. Alan needs a bit of chuffer in his life. You all need a bit of chuffer in your life.
Yeah, we do.
Is it the weekend? Is it Friday night? It's 10:30. It's Friday night. We all need a bit of willy in our mouth on the video.
They have one guy writing songs. They stoked him up so much.
And again, I just, the point I'm making here before we get me all hyped up about him doing the songs, is that he's trying to pretend that because he said some stuff about Chris Watts.
Couldn't be happier. Swish, and then
It's on. It's on.
Body Sculpture sent tippies. He is the biggest grifter and con man I have ever heard. This court case of his does not exist.
It does.
It's a black to get people
think?
to hand over
No,
to
it
feed
does
his
exist.
gambling addiction. What he needs is electric shock therapy to prevent him from noncing all these kids. He is the YouTube Ripper. Super Chuffer owes 5 hugs.
Chemical castration, that's what he needs. It is true. Money has been coming out of my account and it goes straight to the solicitors. Yeah, it is true. And also at some stage, I don't know, a couple of years ago, it's all kind of blurred into one big trauma experience. Alan sent out some false cease and desist letters. And I said seek and desist letters. Cease and desist letters to a few of us to try and shut us up. It didn't work, of course, but the lawyers took care of that on our behalf. So the lawyers are real, the letters are real, yes.
Thank you. The YouTube Ripper. He might be the Bristol Pusher. He might be the Exmouth Pusher. And it's interesting. I think the court case, I've looked into it. I know that they are all legit and above board, all the names and people that are involved. And I've looked into the court. There's a website that lists court stuff, and unless it itself is dodgy, which we looked into it and it looked quite sus. Sorry, not sus. It looked quite above board. I think it might be real. I've done a video on it. I've looked into it. We might, it can be discussed. I think it might be real. I think in October the court will start sitting again, and I think very quickly, sometime in October, they're not going to fuck about. When the court starts up again, there'll be like a list of cases all lined up, and I think on one of the days it'll be. Alan will be in the pile, and he'll be requested along with 5 other cases on the same day. That they work through quite quick. I think it might actually happen. What do you think in chat? I'll do a poll. We'll do a poll, and if you don't agree with me,
Alan,
I'm going to have a fucking egg on about it, and you're basically spies. So.
And you know what, Alan? Once we've dealt with you, then we go after your mods.
Is the court case real? I'm interested to know what I've got my feelings on it, and we just had a tippy about it. Is the court case real? I could have done a poll about whether we should electroshock treatment him for being a nonce, but we all know where that poll would end up. So
He wrote songs about having sex with my children, and then
I didn't write songs about having sex with your children.
No, he didn't want to have sex with
He wrote
Luke.
songs about having sex with my children, and then they put my picture on the screen and put his
Willie, say it.
willy in my mouth on the picture.
I love it. This is supposed to be his big moment.
And he's talking about
This is supposed to be his big moment.
Scott's Willie.
He's managed to bring it round to the willy in the mouth on his big. Imagine all the people. Imagine you're watching. Okay, just imagine this, because this is what we're talking about. This is Alan's world. Imagine this. You're on the internet, you're watching Sentries, Clip Chopper, rubbish, and you want to watch something about Nicole Kessinger and Chris Watts, yeah? Nicole Kessinger. And then you get these, like, you know, million view videos, proper video essays, you know, proper stuff. Well, look, Alan Vinicum stuff is coming up. Some old clips from a long time ago with this man, you know. That's strange. That's because obviously I've been searching for them recently and looking at them. But like, you scroll down here and you get all these other YouTubers who are doing it. There's actually loads of Alan coming up. Maybe he's actually hitting the Nicole Kessinger trend line, but there's just no one cares about Nicole Kessinger. There's us. Hooray! I haven't put Nicole Kessinger in the list, so I don't know how that's come up. It's YouTube suggesting stuff, isn't it? But like, what I was looking for really... Okay, let's put Chris Watts instead. I was looking for one of these more modern, younger channels. Maybe they're not being suggested to me because I don't watch a lot of modern, younger channels. Okay. Or maybe he's not looking for a younger audience anyway, but... Show me one of these fucking true crimers, YouTube.
Again. I couldn't be happier.
Channel for Cent Tippies. Day 93 in the Big Brother house. Alan is the cry wanking in the hot tub. Super Chuffer owes 3 hugs.
He would be too.
Oh, I love it.
You're disgusting, Alan.
Alan is crying in the hot tub. Crying. And here's one, look. I imagine you're a fan of true crime. Sorry about the adverts. Fucking adverts. Imagine you're a fan of true crime and you're like one of these sort of, you know, normal people that are on YouTube, yeah? Right? And, like, you know...
Alan, look where she's got the microphone.
You watch this
also,
lady.
as per South Korean laws, the victim of this case and her family have chosen to stay anonymous. So
interesting. You know, you watch this... She looks interesting, actually. I'm like, she's got 1 million subscribers.
I couldn't be happier. And then whoosh.
The blind leading the blind Cent Tippies. I'm only 6 months into looking at this vile man. Big ups to all the people in chat who have been holding this cretin to account for years and years and still going strong. Keep up the sterling work. Super Chuffer owes 3 hugs.
I just feel bad now because I went, what, doing the Bruce Lee thing, and then I realised that was what, when it filtered back in, I was watching a video of someone from South Korea, and it might look like I was doing some sort of Asian...
No, it didn't.
Like, it might have, like, if you just clip that bit, it might look bad for racism, but I'm not trying to... Anyway, she looks quite nice. I like her. I'm going to throw her a subscribe. My point is, if you're watching true crime on the internet, what you're used to in the modern age, you know, the normal sort of average person on YouTube is watching someone filmed reasonably well in reasonably high definition, talking about something, and like, she's not going to talk about her haters putting her willy in her mouth or something, is she? Look, what she's going to talk about
by
is
the platform for having the specific credentials. They will verify with the school that they're a student. They will verify their transcripts, grades, everything, to make sure that these tutors that are online are being advertised, their background checks. It's basically a...
So, you know, she's talking about proper stuff, yeah? She's not like... So you come from that. Like, imagine you come from that, and then you tune into Alan. Wait, too many windows, more windows than Buckingham Palace, mate. And you tune into Alan, and you just think, oh look, there's a true crime one. New proof about Chris Watts and Shanann. Like, that's been blowing up a bit on YouTube recently, Shanann and Chris Watts, and you know, hasn't it, Nicole Kessinger? So you tune. Oh, let's see what this guy's got to say from England. He's a detective.
Puts on the screen and put his willy in my mouth on a picture.
Sorry.
He wrote songs about having sex with my children, and then they put my picture on the screen and put his willy in my mouth on a picture. It got worse.
Alan, he didn't really put his willy in your mouth. It was just pretendies, okay?
Yeah, but nothing to do with Nicole Kessinger and Chris Watts. We ended the poll there, and most people thought that it was real. 79% thought it was real, and 20% thought it was not real. So somebody managed to vote and didn't choose either of the options, which is weird.
And I'm sat there not talking about the Watts for 7 months.
Yeah, but it's nothing to do with that. Me and you. So don't try and rope that into this. Weird.
And my
well behind.
Oh, yeah, and I'll just add there, me and you is about getting scammers off social media. You're a scammer. You're a liar.
I know.
Whittling, mentally, I said, I'm not going to talk about it. I did say, and I'm saying this to Janet, I said I won't touch that case with a barge boat because it's destroying my life from inside out. So
Good.
I stopped talking
You
about
destroyed
Good.
theirs.
But it wasn't that it was the case that was destroying your life from inside out, Alan. It was you and your narcissistic behaviour. You infect everything. You're the common denominator here.
it. And then when I got the
Yeah.
letters from Cohen asking for all this money, genetic code, listen to me,
Okay, there we go. There was a smile.
for all this money,
Asking for all this money, and he just held back a smile there. That
Yep.
was a lie.
There.
destroying my life from inside out. So I stopped talking about it.
Yeah.
And then when I got the letters from Cohen
That's real.
asking for all this money,
That's a lie.
genetic code, listen to me, I stopped him at the case. I didn't want to. When I got a letter asking me for £100,000, what would you do, Genetic? You're a forceful woman. You would stand up and shout.
Or maybe he did get £100,000. Maybe that was because he's putting that about now again. I'm a bit confused. It's
It's gone from 60,000 to 100,000. Is he just doing that natural thing that he does where he starts exaggerating?
No, I think maybe more recently that figure has been talked about, maybe, and I think he's throwing that around, pretending it happened years ago.
I decided I have to fight. And that's why I have to talk about the case.
Because you haven't got any
Because
money.
they're still raising money to destroy my life.
So,
What do you want me to do? Sit in the corner and talk about knitting?
are you looking at the corner in your room, your bare, barren room? It says slideshow. What does it say? It says slides docs, something like that. You've got you've got a background that you've taken from a copyright, like, B-roll website, and you haven't paid for it, and you've still got the watermark on it, or you might call that metadata.
Oh yeah, that's
Are you
metadata.
going to sit in the corner? You know you are really in a room, Alan. If you took, this is what fucking annoys me so much about this. If you took down the green screen and just made the room look nice, then he just doesn't need the green screen, because he's using the green screen to pretend he's in a room. He is in a room.
You are in a room, Alan. When he first got the green screen, he said that it was going to be great because he could travel anywhere around the world, presumably paid for by his subscribers, and he could be broadcasting from a hotel room anywhere in the world, and nobody would know where he was. That didn't work out real well, did it, Alan?
He just wants to be in a better room. And to Alan, this is peak room. It's all lit blue and there's nothing in it.
Except it's not black. That's peak room.
It's got a wood floor look, isn't it nice? There's nothing in it. Not a single soft furnishing. Not a piece of furniture.
It's a metaphor for Alan's head.
He's such a plonker.
Yes, Glynis, yes.
Of course I
absolutely.
stopped talking about the case.
Yes.
That's what I wanted to do. But you never left me alone.
You do, wait, now you do want to stop talking about the case.
None
Yeah.
of you left me alone. You made it worse. You goaded me back into it.
It's your fault.
You made me hit you. It's your fault. You made that happen.
It was our fault. It's not my fault. It's not my it can't be his fault. He's a narcissist.
And then when I got the letter from Cohen, what am I supposed to do as a man? When they're asking me for £100,000 and I've got like 500 quid. What do you think I'm going to do? I'm going to have to tell you guys what they're doing. And luckily for me,
Show the letter.
it got so bad that most of my trolls were sick of it and helped me.
That's not what happened either, right? Show the letter. What happened was that... Actually, how do I claim to know what happened here in the minds of the fucking...
Here's what happened. Alan went real life on several people. That's what happened. That's what Alan does, because he's a bully.
bins and the nut jobs that, like, the salty nutters and the genetic toad. Like, what do I pretend to know what goes on in their mind, to be honest?
Yes, the worst trolls started helping me.
Well,
they were so sick of what was happening to me, they literally helped me, and I thank them for that.
putting words in their mouth.
So that's where we are now.
That's where we are
why
now.
I'm talking about it. And while I'm on the subject, I want to answer the long-term critics about me. I hope they're all listening. But first,
I think some of them might be.
first of all, let's start with the number one.
The number one. Let's start with the number one. The number one.
Oh, who will it be? The big announcement. Who is number one troll?
One. The number one. The 111. The 11111.
That's it.
You know the one.
Yep.
The one. Let's start with the number one.
Critics.
The number one. No, look, who's on first? Let's start with the top one.
Yeah, the top one.
The number one.
Yeah.
One. Look, just try and follow.
About me. I hope they're all listening. But
We
first of all, let's start with the number one.
Because we're going to be blowing the Chris Watts case wide open in a minute with some new evidence. But like, that's some really serious stuff, the Chris Watts case and the evidence that you've got to present. So I'm glad that you're praising it with it. Is praising the right word? I'm just glad that you're starting with this. Like, this is actually a joy for me. I can't believe it's going this way. No. Big night for Alan. Big night. Let's start with the number one.
No, I don't think anyone would bully you, Slinky Socks.
About the case.
Good.
To get this off our chest and get into it when you all say it.
Okay.
I used to have a local programme to go around places, pubs and whatever, talking about crime. I loved it. I used to present
a local programme. I used to go around pubs talking about crime.
No, don't you mean you used to go around pubs committing crimes? He did one show. Failed dismally. Not a programme of them. One.
True crime. In the days before trolls.
I will critique it in a minute. I'll let you continue.
Yeah, get it. Let him finish. Give him the rope.
I used to love it.
Where I was living. Did you hear that?
In the days before trolls. In Western Supermare, where I was living.
He doesn't live there now. He lives in Exmouth.
I used to love it. Eventually, I got a big show on the seafront, and Colin Sutton came with me, a famous man. He doesn't speak to me anymore.
You didn't get a big show. You weren't offered a big show. You put on a big show yourself, and in order to do that, you borrowed money from your mods. One of them's only kind of recently got the money back.
They all the trolls writ to him and told him what a bad person I am.
You are a bad person.
I'm sorry. Even he won't work for me now because of this, right? Because I'm such a bad person.
Yes.
But he did at the time.
You are a bad person.
He was a Scotland Yard chief superintendent, and we were talking about the Madeleine McCann case together. We were really working on that together. He used to follow my...
You were not working on the Madeleine McCann case with Colin Sutton. Alan is in La La Land now.
My Facebook, and he wrote to me and I wrote to him, and we became friends. But he doesn't speak to me anymore because of the troll.
You weren't working with him on a case, okay? He was an actual, real policeman, and he really retired, and then really was booked for public speaking engagements. And you really paid him to turn up at your event where you sold tickets for the big show.
Yeah.
Big YouTuber Alan Vinicum and special policeman going to be on the big show.
The big show.
You sold tickets to the big event, and Colin Sutton turned up as per your agreement, and you paid him the monies that you owe him for turning up to do a public speaking engagement, and he sat through your bollocks for like an hour and a half. And if you want to see what that's like, then we can.
Oh,
because
I haven't seen
thanks
this.
to the magic of the internet, armchair detective Colin Sutton.
I've only seen a little bit of it, the beginning.
Thanks to the magic of the internet, we have got...
Have you got it all?
Alan's stage show with Colin Sutton.
Chapter in that corner.
Jeez.
Nobody came in the window. Promise you that.
Wow, I'm so going to be doing that.
There's Alan.
Oh, look at the belly.
Now we're going to go to another exhibit. Do you recognize any of the handwriting as being your handwriting?
He's playing YouTube videos.
No, Alan.
You can't see Colin in this, but I assure you he is there. He's sat over to the right in a chair.
Is he?
Because Colin can't stand for the full hour and a half.
Okay.
And unlike most speaking engagements, instead of having two chairs sat next to each other on the stage, Alan's decided to play his YouTube videos on a big video screen, and he's got a really loud mic.
So what have we got?
Oh my God! That's so loud, Alan. The idea with a microphone is that it amplifies your voice. You don't have to shout into a microphone. Wow. So I've seen, it's not a crime show, but I've seen shows where people have come back and done retrospectives on stage and stuff. And generally they're two people sitting on stools off to one side, talking to each other. Not one person walking around the stage and one sitting down. I wonder if Alan organised that.
Ransom note. Sample writing. Was they taken? They found the pairs, right?
Look at it.
That's awesome.
Look at them.
Look at you.
Look at them.
Look at you.
Colin.
Now you can hear Colin, but
I don't want to say that was the same person. I'm not a handwriting expert. I've spoken to a few.
Alan offers him the microphone here so he can do some talking.
Typically say.
Is there one microphone? I don't understand. From what a little bit I've seen, Alan has like zero stage presence. And there's no lighting. But did he not fork out for lighting?
Similar, right? Similar. They're very good at saying it's not. They're not as good at saying it is. They don't want to commit themselves.
So it's going really well. And he charged people like, I don't know, 10, 15 quid a ticket. He put on a show and people turned up. A lot of his family and friends, I imagine, turned up to see Colin Sutton talk to the Armchair Detective. There's also a video of them talking together on his, doing a live stream, having a chat about
Talking about the Sweeney.
the Sweeney.
She was very good, and she didn't let that go to the jury.
Not that he's just having a chat on his stream, with Alan. So, but then after he found out who Alan was and what he was about, he decided to distance himself from him and doesn't want to talk to him and wants to have nothing to do with him. So through the magic of the internet, we can have a little look at that, and we have.
Thank you, sir.
So I'm glad that Alan brought that up because it was a fucking debacle, an absolute debacle. And there's a members video because in that video he talks to a member of his family on the stage, and I wasn't prepared to do that as a live YouTube react. So instead, it's up as a members video for all those that want to see
I'll
that.
do it.
You naughty members, you can see that.
I'll do
Which
it.
is sad. So, I used to start off the show by saying this.
The one
my name's
show.
Alan, the Armchair Detective. I work for MI5. Oh no, not MI5. M5. And everybody will laugh because we're English.
No, that's exactly not what happened.
No,
okay,
that's not
what
what
happened was you started off the show by saying this.
New.
Those guys.
Got when you are a detective. Right, so.
I know you're thinking, right, that Alan Milliken, he works for MI5 or MI6. I don't, but I did work for MFI I worked for. I got the sack because I couldn't follow instructions and kept making mistakes. You have to be.
Is that the worst delivery of a joke that you've ever seen? That's appalling, Alan. He didn't have to laugh at his own joke.
He's 15 know about that.
And nobody laughed.
True.
Nobody laughed.
It's not funny because you completely
It's pretty
messed it
dire.
up.
MFI is famous in my country for furniture that falls to bits.
Why
So
are
I
we
said,
doing this
yeah,
again?
all my cases kept falling to bits, bookcases.
No, you didn't. You didn't say that.
No.
You messed that up.
It's a joke. The troll.
It's a joke.
All my cases kept falling to bits, bookcases. It's a joke.
It's a joke.
The troll said,
Very
"How dare
textual.
you misrepresent that you?"
But then Alan. But Alan.
Have you got the footage
Lizzie
of him doing
Taylor.
it?
Alan.
Go,
chair.
Lizzie. Go, Lizzie.
Detective MI5. Lizzie Taylor's got a video here of you saying something slightly different, look.
That's it.
I was
That
an
one.
MI5 agent, special agent. That's my only, I know I'm not an RJ detective, but I was an agent for MI5, really.
Special agent, you said. You specified.
I was there for that. I can vouch for that. There was no follow-up of MFI. He mumbles into the camera and does it very low-key because, whoever's still working in the kitchen might hear him, but he was an MI5 special agent. He really did say it.
What kind of agent? So that's not the prelude to a little joke, is it? Saying, I was a special agent. No, really.
It was, true.
True.
Okay.
I'd
Right.
like to
Thank
see
you, Slinky
longer
Socks.
bit of it so that we can confirm that you didn't then make a joke. But sounds like you fucking said it on the internet more than once, and other people have reported that you were there and you said it. So
Yep, he said it.
sounds like you got caught saying it, and then you turned it into a joke so that you could get away with it.
You're an MI5 agent. I'm sick of it. I'm fed up with it. They're still doing it. So I've got the actual joke from 2009.
Look at the fake outrage.
Christmas 2018.
Maybe he
and here it
can't
is,
remember
live
saying
on
it.
stage.
Yeah,
So
but
don't
you
ever
can
say
also-
I've pretended I'm MFI again. Here it is for you and your ears only, trolls. 15th of December.
I was an MI5
99.
agent, special agent. That's my only, I know I'm not an RJ detective, but I was an agent for MI5, really. It was, true.
No, he wasn't joking when he said it. He was being
I
deceptive.
was an MI5 agent, special agent. That's my only, I know I'm not an RJ detective, but I was an agent for MI5, really.
Yep.
It was, true.
I was there.
There
I
you
saw
go.
it. I'll vouch for it.
He's got a super tap. He had a super tippy. He had a tenner.
No,
He had a tenner.
Oh yeah.
The pity party elicited a tenner, and this one, I don't like this one. This one's got a picture of kids on it.
Ooh. Ooh. No. No. Not
What are we saying about
appropriate.
that? Is that acceptable there?
Not appropriate.
On Alan's channel, with
I
all
wouldn't
the
be sending you
context of Alan's
pictures of
channel,
my
pictures of some kids.
grandchildren, that's for
AD, this is
sure.
from me to you. To pay for the pictures that I got on Telegram off you on the dodgy.
I used to work for MI5. No, MFI. Sorry.
All right. All right.
I feel like crap at the moment. The way my lifetime.
Aww.
I think we can do it on the 16th of December.
West Country of England, where the armchair detective tour started.
Tour? It's not a tour.
Look at where I appeared. Right. All the
Alan wanted it to be a tour. I mean, because when people go to the theatre, they want to have a pleasant experience. They want to be entertained, or they want something to be thought-provoking, but they want to come out of it and feel good, right? Feel like they've got value for money. That that it was a good experience. True crime lectures in theatres is not going to catch on as entertainment, Alan. And I don't know what universe you were in when you came up with this ridiculous idea. Stupid, just stupid.
these trolls, they could never hope in their lifetime to get to this level in life where I had people coming to
I've sung in the Sydney Opera House of you. Just saying.
here with Colin's son.
Alan, you booked a speaker and he turned up at your event and they paid ticket monies and a lot of them are your family and friends. Like, just because you book a venue doesn't mean you're special over the course of your life.
No,
It's called event management. I had 200 people at Celebrities nightclub in my local town. I don't know if Celebrities is not still going, is it? I had 200 people.
But for Alan, this is like, for a narcissist, this is, you know, their dream come true. They'd have an audience of people hanging off their every word and applauding them and telling them they're wonderful. You know, to Alan, that is peaking. Winning, you could say. Having an audience. Alright? Idiot.
At Celebrities nightclub for our drum and bass event when I was 17. Doesn't mean I'm some special chuffer.
Exactly. You're not special, Alan.
Whatever that building is that he's got behind him on this, that he's so proud of booking out, it's now our ambition as a stream, isn't it? to get you all in buses to turn up for the annual MIMPS conference where we do that venue. I turn up on the stage and you go fucking wild, and I tell a joke. I do the MI5 joke. That's what I do. I come out and say, now listen, you all think that Scotty Hottie used to work for MI5, but actually it was MFI. And you all go fucking mental and laugh and love it. And then I say, and I got the sack because all my cases fell apart. And then you go fucking mental and love it. Big up Sandy for gifting 5.
We all throw our underwear at the stage. I will stage manage that event for you.
Dogs. Oh, look, I didn't spot that. Sorry, Andy. I was getting into my fantasy world of booking out Alan's favourite venue. Thank you very, very much for the gifting the 5 subs, for the 5 memberships. Welcome to member, all you chuffers that got welcome to membered. Say, there you are, look, there you are. Jersey Gal, welcome to member. Regardation Police, welcome to my member. Peter Kane, welcome to member. Be Kind Tiger, welcome to member. And Kieran Griffiths, welcome to member. Lucky you. Lucky you.
I feel like crap at the moment, the way my life's been destroyed by them.
Good.
Oh, the smallest
At that time I was
violin in the
carefree,
world.
my career was lifting off, and I loved crime.
I love crime.
Oh, for those days.
Oh, for those days.
Oh,
the last time you had
days,
meaningful
Alan.
sex with a woman. Oh, those days. The last time you had the scent of a real one that wasn't complaining or held down, you know.
On the 16th of December,
West Country of England, where the armchair detective tour started.
If ever I've heard a pity party statement.
Look at
Not
my
a tour.
appeal, right? All these trolls, they could never hope in their lifetime
I've toured.
to get to this level in life where I had people coming to here with Colin Sutton. I feel like crap at the moment, the way my life's been destroyed.
Aww.
At
Poor
that time
Alan.
I was carefree, my career was lifting
Yeah, let's start a GoFundMe. Let's have a whip around for Alan because he's feeling a bit sad. A bit saddest.
off, and I love crime. Oh, for those days.
I love crime.
Colin Sutton.
Regardation Police.
Oh.
He loves
Scotland
crime.
detective.
Oh, the day I sucked off Colin Sutton.
The true crime.
Famous YouTuber.
Famous YouTuber.
Don't forget he's got
True
12.
crime.
Famous YouTuber for true crime.
Don't forget he said on stage he had 12 million subscribers. That's a lie. No, way to build rapport with your audience. Walk out and tell them a lie. Nice work, Alan.
Thank you, Julie, DJ. DJ Julie, 1999. Thank you very much for the good work. Thank you for the solid, like, massive super chat. Thank you. That's doing me a solid. Thank you. Really, thank you.
Oh, Alan's done things.
Colin Sutton, famous Scotland Yard detective, and Alan Bunnicombe, famous YouTuber for true crime. Lovely
It's
day
funky
in
music.
Weston. Live show, something different. Live show about crime.
Scott's enjoying it right about now.
We'll see.
We'll see.
This is Alan Bunnicombe trying to...
What I love about this, right, while he's watching his own video, is that the video that he compiled, for some reason, right, he's edited interior shots of a building. So this is this big building
Alan Bunnicombe, famous YouTuber
that he's rented out a room in.
for true
I reckon you could probably go to the website for that venue and find that video tour. I reckon he's just ripped it off there.
crime. Lovely day in Weston.
And then this is like the foyer.
Live show, something different. Live show about crime. Can it be done?
And then this is like a
No, it
conference
can't
room.
be done. It's
We'll
bad
see.
taste.
This is Alan Bunnicombe trying to make
More of a conference room.
entertaining.
This is an
Alan
empty
get a 500
hallway.
super chat? I don't
Like
know.
all the other locations,
I don't add
completely
them up.
devoid of people.
I feel sorry for people who give you
What you
money.
might want to do
It
before
wouldn't
the
have been
video,
real.
yeah,
It
is what
would
you
have
should have
been
done
seeding
is you
the
should have
cloud.
shot some shots of all the people as they come into the, like, if you're doing this video, like if we're doing this ourselves, then as you come into the venue, I've got people with cameras out there filming you. You know, as you come in, hey, hello, you want to say hello, and then as you do the build up to the video that you're about to watch, you have all the people coming in, and you see it, and like you get a feel of like, you know, you're there, and you know, going to start the show. And what Alan's done is he's filmed empty conference rooms, or not filmed them, just ripped them off someone else's video. Like, why is he doing this?
To make a
Well, I reckon this is the advertising for the event, personally.
entertaining Stage presence.
Entertaining. Look at him, Mr. And there he was, Mr. Entertainment himself.
He loves himself. Look at him, look at him, look at it
He's
himself.
loving it. He's loving it.
Fucking, you can see it in his face.
Yeah.
The narcissist, the butter man. Alan is sculpted of pure Lurpak, dairy finest, sculpted of it. And in the past he was slightly more sculpted. He had a nice tum-tum. Oh, look at you with the big tum-tum. Oh, look at you coming out on the stage. Oh, Alan. Oh, Alan.
With his shirt hanging out.
It's me. It's me.
I love me.
It was me. It is me. It's still me. Reg Fan gifting 5 battery exhausted memberships. Look at that.
That's lovely.
Bim bam bosh. Julie was gifted a membership. Thank you very much, Julie. Welcome to member. Vicky J, welcome to member. Reprobate Jess, welcome to member. Reprobate Jess.
Good name.
Julia, welcome to member. No, you didn't get a welcome to member. I just said you because you are a member. You're already a member. Take that back. You've had it twice. Silent Witness, welcome to member. And Beth D, welcome to member. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Red Fan.
Look at the look Alan is giving us. Evil bastard.
And for the gifted members, thank you. Big ups.
Stage presence.
Stage presence.
Stage
presence. He's got the stage presence of one of the chairs. In fact,
He has no stage presence at all. Turns his back on his audience. No.
they've got better stage. Yeah, the set dressing has better stage presence than Alan Vinicum, is what I said to Grumpy Grannis the other day. Set dressing's got better stage presence than Alan Vinicum. He comes on, he turns his back to the audience, he's got his microphone turned up obscenely loud, he shouts into it, he doesn't understand microphone technique, he doesn't play to the audience, he doesn't, like, you know, we had a little look at this, a brief look at this at the end of a stream the other day. We've already critiqued it.
Yeah.
It's fucking awful.
Yeah, it is.
Like, the whole show is an absolute shambles.
Oh, I can't
Just
wait
a
to look at
shambles.
it.
He has a clipboard, and at some point he abandons that. And like, it's just shambolic. The majority of the show is him playing his own YouTube videos on the big screen and loving it. Occasionally pausing it, and there's the whole Phoenix Nights edge to it where the person who's playing the YouTube videos has to be told, no, not the sound, rewind back to that bit, show me the face of Patsy Ramsey, can I have the handwriting now please? And he gets his egg on at some point, and it's just fucking awful. It's just total nonsense. It looks like an Alan Partridge, a Peter Kay, a Ricky Gervais, you know, one of those people doing a parody of what a stage show about true crime would be. And at most of it, he tries to create a jovial atmosphere and make jokes. Whilst being backed by images of dead people, like the worst tragedies, the Ramseys, the Wattses, and he makes all sorts of inappropriate jokes. And then he gets one of his family members on the stage to interrogate.
Oh, no. He doesn't. He doesn't.
Look at him, the glory days, look at you. Why is your head that shape, Alan? That's what I'm thinking, is why when you turn to the side is your head that shape?
Now, this raises a couple of issues. I've been concerned about the shape of Alan's head for some time. When he's looking at the camera straight on, he's got a lump on the left side of his head. Well, as you're looking at him, left side, actor's right. His head kind of slopes over to one side, and well, let's just say sometimes there's a reason why babies are put up for adoption.
I didn't realise we don't see you in profile a lot. Why is your head that shape?
It is
We've seen
weird.
those. Have you not seen those aliens this week from Mexico? The Mexican aliens. Maybe Alan's something special.
Mexican aliens?
American.
What?
He works for MI5.
Oh my
Got your
God.
coffee?
MI6.
Got your gin? Drinky gin?
I did work for MI5.
They stopped it before you heard that they didn't laugh. There was no
Yeah.
laughing, Alan.
Yeah.
It's not a joke if they don't laugh.
No.
Is it? Does it still a joke if they don't laugh? I don't know.
No.
That was the joke.
Right? Simple as that. That's so
Big ups,
easy
Gypsy Witch.
twist
Welcome
things
to
around
regular.
and trying to ruin
Gypsy
me.
Witch.
That's the
Interesting
truth,
name.
guys. And I hope.
All of those nutters who are members, they can all watch me reacting to Angry Alan and his relative on the stage being interrogated.
Oh wow.
His daughter-in-law. They can watch it, but no one else
Daughter-in-law.
can, because I'm not putting it public, because I think it's a bit of a stretch to be publicly doing videos about Alan's daughter-in-law. Although I'm doing it about Alan and his show.
I'll do it.
I just have a bit of respect, you know, for the families.
No, I'll do it. The last 5 years has wrung any respect out of me that I did have. I was actually a nice person at the beginning of this.
Not putting it public, but all the members can watch it. Ah!
There's some of them can apologise.
Yeah, Grandpa Simpson.
I don't think
That
for
kind
one
of
minute
shaped
they
head.
will.
What's going on with your head?
Hoping against all odds.
He looks like he's in a wind tunnel or some shit. He looks like someone's pulled him back, kicked it behind his head.
He
It looks like
does.
someone's grabbed him behind the head, swung him around like a sack of potatoes, and then put a hair clip on it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Has he got
He's
one
got
of
a
those?
rubber band
like,
at the back.
You know, does he in profile? Does he look like the xenomorph? What's going on here? I didn't know you looked like this. That's going to be a thumbnail for me. I'm having that. I like that face.
Sometimes, at moments like this, it occurs to me, an old Australian joke, and presumably it's in other countries as well, that if you woke up next to Alan Vinnicum after a night on the alcohol, you'd chew your own arm off to get away from him, wouldn't you, rather than wake him up? Imagine waking up next to that beast.
That's a good one tonight. Have you started, like, it looks like he's squashed his head in something.
Hello!
That they can perhaps come around. Right, so that's that cleared up. I just got a few
That's
more
that cleared
things
up.
to
That cleared up,
Just a
tick.
few more things to clear up, like that rash in your crotch that you got from that dodgy 15 minutes with that dodgy
Ooh.
brass on the beachfront.
Ooh,
Is it for the
yucky.
trolls?
This is
And
for the trolls.
Yeah, I'm listening.
Anybody else that's asked me questions for years?
Okay, go.
Read my book and documentary.
Why?
You all know my book was dog.
Why is he going over? Oh, you know what he's done? He's done this big premiere lead up over several days to amass as many people in a room as possible. And he figures that while I've got all these people in the room, what I'm going to do is put my side of the case, have a bit of a pity party, give the trolls a hard time. It was all about maximising his audience. What he doesn't realise is that that's going to drive a lot of people away before he gets around to his content, which is probably stolen from someone else anyway.
By the trolls.
Did you say re?
And everybody else that's asked me questions for years. Read my book.
Re.
We get a
Regarding. re.
Regarding.
Not a real one, but I'll take it. You got to take them where you get them.
Trolls. And
I think he means re as in regarding my book.
Ask me questions.
Oh God, I'm sticking up for Alan.
Years. Read my
He slurs it into re my. It's not a proper re. It was close. You were close, Alan. Gonna have to speed him up now because.
my book and documentary.
Because it's Alan.
You all know my book was dogged by the trolls, and including the family. Mr. Rusek went on YouTube. He sounded like he had a drink or something, and there was a gunshot in the background, and he said,
What?
"We talked to your publisher,
What?
and he's not going to close your."
Can you not even think about these people without saying something horrible? This is why they're suing you, Alan. You just can't learn.
There you go. Mr. Rusek sounded like he'd had a drink or something. If we were playing bingo, like I said, Alan is going to slander the family of the people who got murdered. So, Mr. Rusek now
Need a
sounded
bingo
like he'd been
card.
having
We
a drink
really
or
need a
something. There was a
bingo
gunshot
card.
going on in the background. Mr. Rusek now is copping it. Mr. Rusek.
Hi, Alan. Just realised you're probably watching this. You're a liar, scammer, grifter, cheater. This is what you've done your whole life. And this is when it catches up with you. It's great, isn't it?
Obviously, in tragic circumstances, lost his daughter, didn't he? So we're going to say that's bad, aren't we?
These
We're going to say
bad
that's
things.
bad, what you said, Alan.
Yeah.
He's not going to.
Miss Sarah, look at these members flying in, look. Miss Sarah, welcome to Large. Ooh, Large. I shouldn't keep doing this because people are going to expect me to do it every time.
Yeah.
Ooh, Large. Ooh, I love a bit of Large. Oh, go on then. Go on then. Oh, I'll have a large. Go on then, I'll have a large. Go on. Oh, go on. No, it's fine. No, I can handle it. No, it's fine. Thank you, Miss Sarah.
Publish your book, put that in your pipe and smoke it,
Put that in your pipe and
and it
smoke
ruins
it.
everything that we've done. Our publisher pulled out, which means all the money we spent was wasted, and we had to start again from scratch. Not only that,
Aw.
What?
Diddums.
Your publisher pulled out, so you lost all your monies? I don't know how that works.
Oh, he paid a publisher.
What monies did you have to spend to write a book?
They
And why
went
can't
old
you just,
school and paid
if
a
you've got
publisher.
the book still, can't you just then publish the book somewhere else and you still recoup the monies? That sounds like bollocks.
I was advised
No, it's true.
to
They were just
put
stupid.
the book through a lawyer to see what can be sued on. That's why the book's a bit thinner than it should be. The lawyer, specialist lawyer, went through the book,
And took out everything that you could get sued on. And then the book was really thin because everything that was yours, that wasn't just simple facts copy and pasted from Wikipedia, that had to be removed.
Out the pages that I could be sued for. So not only did they make the book twice the price I wanted to pay for it, they also took a lot of the pages out.
Oh, it wasn't your fault. Again, it's not your fault, Alan. It wasn't that Alan fucked up in any way.
No.
And if he's running, like, bottom line, yeah, if you're doing a book and it ends up twice the price and people aren't happy, who takes the brunt of that, Alan? Who has to? You can't. Oh, well, yeah, but then these other people, and then this other thing happened, and I took the crowdfund money. I had the thousands of pounds, but then I didn't manage to deliver on this promise.
Because in Alan's head, it was as simple as I write a book, I get someone else to write it for me, pay them a couple of $100, and then I just go to a publisher and they publish it, and then I become rich. That was Alan's reasoning. The real world then kicked in, and the lawyer had to look at it and he had to get the copyright for the photos and such. But in Alan's head, the fantasy was I just publish the book and then I get rich.
Oh yeah, like, come off it, Alan. I've done 2 crowdfunds in my life, been part of 2 crowdfunds. One where I produced the ASMR road trip. I was looking for £5,000 to go around Europe. It was a bit of a reach. I got £500 to go around the UK instead. But I went around the UK and I made a documentary. It's 45 minutes. It's on the ASMR channel. And then I met ASMR Whispers Red as well when I did that. That was quite a good bit. So did that. That's done. Then with the Eddie Strongman, we were filming the thing, and there was a stretch goal to
Bubbles
put
said he got
the
his
final
money back
thing.
from
Like,
Tim.
we've been doing the filming
That's
and
right,
stuff,
they
but we
did.
needed more money to finish the film, and so Matt set up a crowdfund on
Truth isn't
Kickstarter, I
Alan's
think it
strong
was.
point, is
We
it?
hit the goal and more, and the film got made, and it ended up on Netflix. So like that happened. Like if I'm involved in a crowdfund, you can damn well be certain I'm going to put out. And saying that, I should have said it at the start of the
I've never heard
episode.
that one before.
On Sunday we want to do the
Wouldn't surprise me,
fucking. I think maybe Sunday might be the.
You did have it listed
the art
multiple
competition.
times, yes.
I think
But
Sunday
I don't know
might
about
be
the
the art
£2,000.
competition. I should have said that at the start of the episode, or maybe there's more people watching now than at the start. The art competition Sunday. Look out for it. I think we might do it on Sunday. I'll have a little look into it because I'm sure we've got lots of entries now, haven't we? So yeah. Anyway, you can be sure I'm going to pull through and do what I'm going to promise. With Alan, you don't get what you promised, and he lies about whose responsibility it was to deliver. So that doesn't look good. In the future, I wouldn't give him any more monies. I wouldn't sign up to his stuff in the future based on what he's saying here.
And once I've done that,
The book's now available on Amazon. It's shit.
It is shit.
I had to
It's
then.
true.
I put some pictures in it. I went to.
And you can self-publish. You don't have to talking all this bollocks about publishers. Like, what do you want about?
Mhm.
Bollocks about publishers. If you've got a proper publisher, they give you an advance. Like, you give them a manuscript. That didn't happen. Yeah. What Alan's talking about is some sort of self-publishing, some bollocks. Like with Amazon, you can just turn up there and say, "I've got a book. Can I put it on your website?" And they say, "Yeah." Like, send us the PDF
True.
files and we'll print it out for you when people buy it. Like, it's like, do you know what I mean? It's like having T-shirts printed.
It
It's
is.
not like some special deal. Like, Alan's not some super chuffer, right? Because he's got,
Oh, but you haven't seen the production. Bubbles created a production for him the night that it was revealed it had been published. It was a little video with curtains opening and echoey voice and words that said Alan Vinnicum, published author. It was very wanky indeed. And then, while everybody's congratulating Alan, Bubbles slips in, "Love you, Alan." It was a beautiful
someone of
moment.
his spanners to put together some information on a pamphlet about Chris Watts. It's such a fucking weird thing. He wanted to be a known author, but instead of writing all
He
of
didn't
his
write
life,
it. He didn't write it.
like, he's not a writer, he's not an author, he's not a literate person in general. So I don't know why he should claim to be. He just wants to be the man with the picture of him with the book,
Yeah.
and then he can go on the tellis,
Yep.
and then he's got a book, and he just wants the Alan is a PDF file. Alan is the PDF file. Good shout. He just wants the status of it, but he
I just
naively
got that.
thought that you can just churn that shit out
Alan
and not
is
get
a
spotted for it. It really is
pedophile.
just rubbish.
Spencer putting photos
That's
in it.
very
Like, the
clever.
copyright
You're a
was-
clever
was
person.
cost a fortune.
That's not what happened. Is that he used copyrighted material, and then because he was going to have to hand over all the money for his work to the people who own the copyright, he
The
decided
family.
to buy the rights to the copyright. So he's confused about what's happening there. Big ups Red Fan, again, for 5 battery exhausted gifted memberships as they come through. Ellie Wood is now welcomed to member. The Saint, welcome to member. Karina Jones, welcome to member. Lady Lucan, welcome to member. And Book Princess, welcome to member. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I should have a tally totalizer for all these members. Look at you with your green names. Enjoy it.
Know what it's going to cost. I've never done a book. The book ended up losing money, and the money that was given to me to help with the book was gone. But, and this is where I agree, some people gave money for the documentary, and I have been working on that.
I'm still waiting for my book. I ordered it through Amazon. Never arrived. I wonder how many other people's books just never arrived.
Documentary, and it's finished. I have it. Just the way I have a book on the McCann case finished, but I can't print it because it'd be sued. I have a documentary finished on NK.
It'll be cut and paste.
You mean one of your shit YouTube videos? Not a proper documentary, like you sold them, not with proper filming and cameras and like interviews. You don't have a documentary on Nicole Kessinger. Don't be stupid.
Ginger, remember that he wanted to put the Shadow Man and the picture of the shadows on a t-shirt at one stage? That's everything you need to know about Alan.
Stupid.
It's not good enough. It needs professional titles, professional music, dubbing. I want it to be...
What?
Here we go.
Is he like listening to me talking about my film that is in the final stages of the edit or something? Because to finalise my film, the last one I did, the Stugan film, which you can watch on my channel, which wasn't crowdfunded, but I made it and it exists. That Stugan film, it needs final sound mixing, but it's not like he says, like dubbing. Like he doesn't know what he's talking about.
He hasn't got a clue.
Titles.
No.
Like that
It's
final
like
thing. If
making a
you're
YouTube clip.
going to put your film on Netflix, then they do require like this final edit. They put it on these big super tapes as well, and there's like 'cause things like subtitles and stuff need to be embedded in the metadata of your edit, and so all that stuff goes on, and then the licenses need to be bought for your music and stuff like that. If you've made a documentary and it's at the stage where like it's at that like. Why aren't you talking? Like, how come you? Who's been filming it? Who's your cinematographer? Like, what are you talking about? It's just fucking ridiculous what Alan's saying.
Proper.
Everything
you know,
is.
like all those other
Everything he says
documentaries
is
you see that got
ridiculous.
millions of views. I don't want to bring it out and just like 10,000 views. I don't want to waste it. So I have it. If I God's name, I could save enough money to finish it.
We'll just show people the draft in Patreon then. You know, without the final sound mix and the dubbing and that,
He's
without
done
the
that.
music. Just
It sucked.
put that on Patreon, and then they'll know and they can see it and know what they're paying for.
Those people that paid me for the documentary.
He's got a piece of paper, look. Just like Darkside Phil, he's got his bit of paper with all this stuff written down that he wants to rant about tonight. Insane.
Rest assured, it's not wasted. I will do it. I am doing it. I just can't afford to finish it at the moment.
Yeah,
Your
promises,
documentary
promises. Yeah, promises, promises. You've had all the money years ago, and now it's like, honestly, I've got it. Yeah, promise you, I've got it. Yeah, promise, honestly. Yeah. Gone all orange for some reason, Alan.
Yeah.
Fucking tangoed yourself.
It's coming. The people that gave to help the book, well, that got swallowed thanks to the Ruseks making me lose my publisher. That was gone. We lost money. That's gone. But the people
Someone else's fault.
keep saying to me, "Where's the money for the documentary?" Good God, I've spent thousands more. I think I was given 1,500 quid. We spent thousands on that book, and I can prove it, but I ain't going to prove it to you.
That's not. They said, "Where's the money for the documentary?" Not the book. Stop going on about the book. And I don't think you spent all that. The only way he spent all that money on the book is because he used copyright material, published it on Amazon, and then the people that own the copyright came after him, and he had to deal with it. So that's the only thousands he spent. Is giving it back. From the sale of the book, he had to give it to these other people and deal with the fucking fallout of it.
Yep.
He's even got a Project 7, big up Snood, yeah. Like, he's even, like, the parallels run deep. Like, I don't know what this documentary is. It's, like, because Alan doesn't understand, like, the difference between, I mean, sitting here and talking on YouTube, getting videos that other people have made and making an edit of them, you can call it like a YouTube documentary or you can call it a video essay, but documentary that you could put in a festival or sell to a broadcast network, you like in the main have to, like, the only person I can think of who doesn't do this is Adam Curtis, to be honest, but in the main you have to go out and talk to people. Like what he was selling was going out with cameras, doing proper interviews, you know, making a proper documentary, like the sort of thing you see on Netflix. It doesn't even exist. That's absolute Vicky J. What he will produce at some point, if forced, because there might be a legal ramification, because this is the joke of this, right? This is the joke of the man. Okay, we're getting well behind tonight, but this is the joke of the man.
No, but did buy some software, said she bought some software, and did start cobbling together some stock footage from YouTube that they downloaded. And they did start making a documentary, and then they realised it was all too hard and it was looking like poo-poo.
Armchair Detective, right, this last week did a video called How to Get Your Money Back from Frankie's Crowd Justice, and he referred people to the ICO, Information Commissioner's Office. Like, he said that if there's a fraudulent crowd fund, you can make a complaint to this office.
Right.
And so he's done a fraudulent crowd fund. So now he's advertising how to rat himself. He's just such an idiot. So I think maybe that's backfired on him this week as well. So I don't know why he's bringing this up, but obviously some people have given him money for a crowd fund, and he's taken the money and spent it. And like, welcome to Alan World. What's happening with the Chris Watts case, you nutter? What happened to your big story?
Bastards. You can go and do one.
You call bastards?
It's on that book, and I can prove it, but I ain't going to prove it to you bastards.
He's not going to prove it. He can prove it, but he's not going to prove it because we're bastards. But people gave you monies.
Is he talking
You
to
can
his
prove
subs?
it just by showing the receipts. Whatever you spent the monies on, why don't you just do that? Even if
That's a face of a very unhappy man, isn't it? Look at him. He's on the verge of tears. Good.
it's only in Patreon to the people that gave you the monies. I don't understand why you're so angry about that. Like, if you spent loads and loads of monies, that's on you. That's your business. That's your business sense. It means no one should ever give you any more monies. That money should never go to you again because you fucking waste it. You've got no idea what you're doing. You're an idiot. That's what you're saying on your own channel, yeah?
1,500 quid. We spent thousands on that book, and I can prove it, but I ain't going to prove it to you bastards. You can go and do one. So that's the last I want to hear about the documentary book. It will come out, I will finish it, and you can keep reminding me, Alan, where's the documentary? Alan, where's the documentary? I will produce the documentary. Alan, I will. In my time, not your time.
What do you mean in my time? In the time of 2023, the year of Alan. Has he got a love bite on his neck?
Oh, God,
What do you think? Has he got a love bite on his neck there? Look out for that, or is it just the
don't.
shadows?
It's shadows, for God's sake.
This is classic
Who in their right
AD.
mind would go there?
So that's...
I'm having to take my time over this. We are well behind live, but this is a good one.
The last I want to hear about the documentary book. It will come out, I will finish it, and you can keep reminding me, Alan, where's the documentary? Alan, where's the documentary? I will produce the documentary. Alan, I will.
It'll be a load of shit.
You will not.
Ham-fisted together from like Netflix and other things that he thinks look good on the internet.
Yeah, it is. That's
Like,
exactly
he's just
what
going
it
to
was.
rip off loads of other videos and shamble them into
And they were about
an
3
edit.
minutes.
In my time, not your time.
Blah, 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 blah.
So that's the documentary in the book, and that's the joke about MFI.
Glad we got all that sorted
I just
from years ago.
Yeah.
want you to know that that's what's going on. And the barge pole comment was because I did stop the case, but when they asked me for £100,000, I did talk about it. And I don't think the comment aged well, Jen, because I was thrown back into the lion's den. That's why, Jen. So I hope you understand why I have to talk. I know you would defend
What's the
yourself.
barge
I'm
pole
defending
thing?
myself because I have to.
Do you?
What's the barge pole?
Finally, the Oxy thing. I was asked to promote blaming someone for giving Oxy to Chris Watts. I refused to do it. I've discussed it with my friend Dr. B and other people, and I still refuse to do it, and I still won't do it, okay?
This is from fucking years ago.
It is.
Where did Chris Watts get the oxycodone that he drugged Shanann with? Did Nicole Kessinger give it to him and say, here, take this oxycodone and drug Shanann? Or did he get the oxycodone when he was out on his holidays in, wherever the fuck it was with Shanann? And is anyone ever going to know? No.
The Oxy thing, I would never say who I was asked to blame, all right? So that's that. Please forget about that.
Forget about
I
that.
think that wraps it up there.
Don't look
But
there.
the good thing is, in the process of all you nice people being terrible to me, not you nice people, the horrible people, who were horrible to me, put me in a position.
No, don't get confused. If you're watching this rant is for the people that are watching it that hate him, not for the people that are watching it that don't hate him, that are actually just watching it. So if you feel like you're being attacked and there's a lot of vitriol coming at you, that's okay on our stream because that's what it's for. This is where Alan's trying to project it and it's coming through loud and clear. But if you're one of his normal viewers or somebody just dropping into his stream wanting to learn about Nicole Kessinger's thing, like, you're going to feel like, what the fuck's going on? But don't worry, Alan has got you. He's got you and he's got your back. Look.
Who is this
But the
angry
good
man?
thing is,
Was there proof Nicole got it? I don't know. It's
There's
years
no
later.
proof
I'm
where
not
it came from.
covering that case in 2023. So.
Police know. Matters.
I think that wraps it up, doesn't it? But the good thing
All right,
is,
well, let's all go home.
In the process of all you
bastards,
nice people being terrible to me, not you nice people, the horrible people, who
Oh,
are
the
horrible
trolls.
to me, put me in this position. I found a new thing for the case. I have found
You are
a
my
missing
puppet.
piece from the night of the murder.
Oh, thank God we
And
finally
I'm
get
so
round to
pleased
it.
to present it to you tonight.
Good.
It is a work in progress, but I'm going to present it tonight, what we have.
He said he's been working on this for a full 4 days.
Wow.
And it's based around...
Must be
It's
exhausted.
based around this.
What?
That I just made a short promo for.
Oh, it is just what it is.
No, he's going to play his own videos
Big shouts out
again.
Stinky Socks. We were talking about this on stream yesterday.
Every time I see that cat screensaver, I wonder if Joe the cat's still around. Just saying.
Stinky Socks made the video about it. Alan has been watching the interrogations, and at some point the word "she" is used, and it could be ambiguous.
Excited about this. Before I go any further, once I presented it, AD changed the case. Remember the title.
We
AD
will.
changed again.
And I
Now,
would, if you spotted something that no one else has spotted, fair enough. But my guess is whatever you're about to say has already been said before. Whatever, like it cannot
Yep.
be that 4 years later, like
Yep.
because I was looking through the videos.
I will bet you $1 million right now that this is either something that someone else has already said or something he's done in the past redredged. I guarantee it.
And I spotted a couple of things in the Chris Watts interrogation videos, and I did like sort of do a bit of cross check on the internet. I thought, hang on, well, I'm reviewing this. I've never looked into it before, so I'm reviewing it fresh. But actually, the things I'm putting out, other people are sort of putting out as well on the internet. Maybe I've got notes on my phone. Maybe I should quickly on my
No,
phone.
no, no,
just
no, no, no,
quickly
no,
say-
no, 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 no. I don't want to talk about the case. Sorry. Just going past this bit. Don't want to talk about the case. I don't talk about the case.
If us are we all bastards then?
We're all the bastards.
Super Chuffer owes 3 hugs.
Big up, Sid. Thank you. We're all bastards. I haven't investigated the shadows fully, right? But the simple facts are, there was a nice lady called Diane who drew Alan's attention to the shadows.
Yep.
Shadows were mentioned in the comments of the video.
True.
In modern day YouTube, when people talk about the shadows under Chris Watts' truck, no one gives any credit to Alan.
No.
Okay? Alan did not discover this. The police didn't say, oh, we've been watching Alan's videos and now we have to do something. This is not how it went. Alan has made up a really weird connection in his head. I think it's actual narcissistic delusion. I think he actually believes this. I think he actually thinks that people watched his video, that he was the first one. I think he's written in his own head the script where that woman gave him the stuff on, but that's his stuff because someone gave it him, and she just did it on Facebook, but he's doing it on the internet, on YouTube. So, you know, it doesn't count what she did. And like, I think he's actually like got a mental problem here where he has some sort of inability to understand the reality.
Case again, and I hope you bear with me and take notes. Here we go. Good evening. Welcome to my program. I'm Alan. I am the armchair detective, and I'm proudly
starting now.
giving you a new clue.
So he's welcome to the program. This is I have to work out. It's like 20 minutes into his show, isn't it? I mean, we've been going for a while now.
In the Christopher Watts Nico Kessinger case. I've been trying to say that
Can you make him smaller?
Chris said help, right? I
Yeah.
think I can finally
Oh my God.
give you a clue
Super
that
chat.
you've never seen before that will change
Coming in before they see what his actual content's going to be.
the case. You have to watch this coming Friday. I believe that she was there.
Could be a bit of schizophrenia. Like, you know, most people have up a brick wall between reality and fantasy. Some people have a picket fence. Could be a little bit of that. Because I've watched him over the years. He can, if he repeats a story often enough, he can convince himself that it's real.
I think there's nothing left to say, right?
That's today.
Dean's come up with a new scenario that you will be very surprised.
Oh, we don't have to watch your old video.
When you hear it, you say, yeah.
No!
Okay, so you put this video out. We've all seen
I
this.
want to watch old videos. So he can go and have a wee. Puts on his old videos.
They
so he
woke
can
up
have
and
a wee.
saw her doing in their mum. What a way to talk about a human being. No Shanann doing in their mum.
Where's this new bit of
That's
evidence?
the woman we're dealing with.
Hasn't stopped
Whether
you
dress
saying
up as
stuff
what
like
you
that for 5
that's
years.
what you do.
Now I gotta do this too. And he was like, fuck. Now I gotta do this too.
What's the truth? Was she there or not? I'll leave it with you.
I don't want to watch this.
But he did protect her, didn't he? New bits to the puzzle this Friday. Don't miss.
Okay, it is Friday.
From the boot.
Let's go.
I think I've got it. You're gonna have to bear with me. First of all, I need you to believe me. When
Oh
I
my
say
god. He's not going to do this, is he? He's not going to fucking drag it out for the entire fucking show and then at the end say, please join me on Patreon and never really get to it.
she was there.
He tells the story that once, when he was trained to be a salesman, they taught them to lead people down, verbally lead people down a pathway and you know, shut all the doors so they can't go down the different pathways, and eventually you'll sell them the washing machine or whatever it is, right? That's what he does. He gets an idea, right? This stream, I'm going to teach them X, Y, Z, or I'm going to tell them X, Y, Z, but I've got to take an hour and a half to lead them down the pathway first, like a good salesman.
Why do I say that?
I don't care anymore.
Think of it yourself. Think it yourself.
Think what?
There's a 111-minute phone call.
See, this is
You'll
him.
know about that.
Yeah.
Funny enough, Chris knows nothing about that phone call, nor does NK, which means it's friggin' important, because neither of them will tell you what it was said.
But they wouldn't be doing that if they were there together, would they? So she wasn't there then. We know that.
NK's on the phone at the time that Shanann was supposed to come back on the aeroplane.
Yeah.
Oh dear. There was a delay.
Yeah, and he didn't know about it until later, when he texted back later, because he was on the phone to fucking this woman.
There was a delay. So NK told her, when she comes back, get out, come to my house. You got the key, come to my house. You better come. You're leaving her. You promised me in Carolina. You said you're leaving.
He's
the only
making
reason
stuff
you're
up.
there now is because she was away for the weekend. Otherwise,
Okay, so in order for Alan's evidence to work, we've got to start contriving an entire conversation that we do or don't know happened. And this is okay if you want to construct a narrative like this.
No.
But you do have to make sure you understand that this is just total fantasy now, yeah? Like, in the same way as, like, when I do it with Paul Ansel and Emma White, I'm inferring things from the body language and the things they're saying. Like, I've got them on the interview, I'm watching it, and I'm saying, look, because they've said this, I think this. And then because of this, I think this. And, like, now I thought these things, this third thing's coming to Hoving interview. Whereas with Alan, he's just like, look, they were on the phone together. So. This is quite incredible.
That's what he does.
you'd have left
He's
days
crazy.
ago. But because she's away, I've let you stay there. You have to move out tonight.
He makes
You've
up
got
all
the key to my apartment.
conversations.
Just tell her it's over.
Is it not also possible they just had this big long conversation, and when Shannon got back, she was fucking furious about the receipt that she had from this diner, and then they had a big row, and Chris, like, you know.
I'm skipping it because I don't want to talk about the case, alright?
An employee, and that the company is
We would be no better than Alan if we sat here and discussed the case.
heartbroken.
We have team coverage tonight as we try to reach some form of understanding. The police investigation continues at this hour in Colorado. Brian Mims is there, where a memorial to Shannon Watts and her daughter
Alan's got
grows
loads-
a minute outside of their home.
Listen, Alan's got fucking loads watching him right now, 600.
We start with Amanda
That's
Lamb,
the big
live in Ward
build-up.
County, where the Watts recently spent a few weeks visiting family. Amanda talked to friends who shared some
Guilty.
unexpected information. Amanda?
Unexpected information. Don't forget, Sandy had told the police in a letter that they were getting on very well. We didn't think anything was wrong. We knew they had some money troubles, but they were getting on well. That's what Sandy said to the police.
Deborah, everyone who knew Shannon Watts in this town
Like, maybe something good's coming up, because Alan's actually got 600 people watching. He's actually clickbaited, it's actually worked. Despite his fucking intro for the trolls, people are there watching him. Maybe he's got something good coming up. We've got quite a lot here as well, but I am shocked. But this is the game. This is YouTube. If you fucking do a live stream and you tell people that you've got brand new proof about Chris Watts and Shanann, then you've got brand new proof. You know, you're going to get people watching. It better be fucking good, because otherwise those people are going to feel aggrieved that you put on such a shit fucking clickbait load of
That you
nonsense.
tricked them.
Interesting. This is going to get interesting.
She was diagnosed with lupus and fibromyalgia, but she did not let it get her down. She was a successful businesswoman. She sold a weight loss supplement.
Yeah.
And she also put her family first. She was here in Aberdeen last
So now
week
we're
visiting
listening
family,
to
and she was right
audio
here in
from
this
somewhere.
salon where her mother worked, visiting with friends.
So they go inside and they talk to co-workers, right? Remember, this is a co-worker.
To people in Aberdeen, where Shannon Watts grew up, she was a bright light.
Positive person. Like, she was so positive all the time. Like, she
This is a
definitely
friend.
enjoyed life. She loved her little girls more than life itself.
Stacey Fowler went to Pinecrest High School with Watts and recently saw her on a visit home where she shared her pregnancy news.
She was glowing. They were excited. She was definitely one of those people that when she walked in the room, it was just like sunshine.
On the visit,
are we
Watts brought her
listening to
husband
this?
Chris and her children to the hair salon where her mother, Sandy Honorati, works.
Chris was
This is the one. They talk to a woman cutting hair who works with Sandy. Listen to this.
standoffish. She didn't really say anything. I said hi to him, kept his head down.
Online, Watts boasted about her love for her husband and posted happy photographs with him.
Telling Chris and how happy they are.
So see the reporter there?
It's
Online.
raining again. I couldn't be happier. Swish and then whoosh.
Grandmaster Sid Sophos sent tippies. Big shout out to our beloved MINKY hashtag large black square hash pack of treats for you. Super Chuffer owes 3 hugs.
Scott! Scott! Microphone! Scott! Microphone! Oh, we've all done it.
Shanann posted how wonderful love was with him, you know. But listen to what the hairdresser says.
Seemed, I just can't believe that.
The hairdresser doesn't really
She
believe
mentioned,
it.
about them having problems, the Shannon and Chris.
But Watts' mother's co-workers say, or are not.
Scott! Microphone! 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 Come on!
And he told them there was trouble in the marriage. And you said you thought they were going to separate.
Oh, that was the plan. That was definitely the plan.
This small community
They definitely were going to split up. That was definitely the plan.
Scott! 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 Microphone! Oh, how long does this go on for?
Pig ups, you couldn't hear me.
There you go.
Pig
Eat
ups.
that.
I said, Minky, Minky, you got some treats, Minky. I said that. And then I said that this hairdresser woman is a hairdresser, so she doesn't necessarily, she's not the most reliable witness because she's a hairdresser, but what she's saying is that the mother, from that little bit of clip, it's like they were surprised that the mother said they were going to split up.
Don't want to talk
because
about the case. Don't want to talk about the case.
So wait, are you saying, because that didn't sound like Nicole Kessinger was there.
Oh God. Oh what? Has he gone back to this?
Like, is anyone
Surveillance footage?
like, are you all in agreement here, or like, am I confused here? This is like a good spot. If this means that someone, I mean, I don't know what it means, but
Is this the breaking news?
like this
The
means the night
surveillance
before at 11:25, someone was picked up on his security cam. I don't know if it's him coming home or his, his neighbour or whatever. Alan is saying that Chris Watts went outside at that time and met somebody, and that it's picked up on here. We don't get to see the actual video that was recorded, and I don't think we ever will. But
Is that the big reveal? He's done this before. The router when Chris walks out of the house or something.
I'll skip on. Yeah, we're not going to.
He said something to show her walking in.
Is this the big reveal? Something he's done before?
He's not going to play any other videos.
I
is
win
he?
$1 million.
He only plays that one video.
I got $1 million from everybody here. I got $39 million.
Chris all hands on the head.
Oh, now I'm just confused. What are you doing, Scott? Do my head in.
He just played a random video to show you a car, yeah. So I'm saying that that's like.
How you guys doing?
Hang on, let's go back to Alan. I'm saying that that's a good spot, and that means like. Well, what it means is that the neighbour captured something moving outside the house at that time, and it's legitimately possible that that could be connected to Chris Watts in
He's
some
done
way.
this before.
I mean, it
It's
could be
been
connected to
debunked.
anything. It could be a car going past.
Wasn't it a tradesman
He showed us
or
that cars going
something?
past light it up, so
Yeah.
it could be anything.
There was a tradie who went past or something.
It's a local handyman. A lot of people say it's a local handyman that's
Yeah.
already been debunked.
Yeah.
In chat, I'm getting a lot of it's already been debunked. It's a local handyman.
Yeah.
Like,
Is that his big reveal?
how about I just put this in?
He's done it
to
before and it's
Google.
been debunked.
Chris Watts.
You're so dishonest, Alan.
25.
Couldn't lie straight in
and
bed,
what was the
could
other
you?
thing? It's 11:25. CCTV.
Skipping on.
Well, she slips up with her own words, all right? She puts
So
herself...
now we're going to build a case that Nicole Kessinger never left. That she turned up at 11:25.
Right.
Sexy time with Chris. His wife is going to arrive home imminently. Sexy time. Shanann Watts turns up. Instead of Shanann getting eggy about, you know, the fucking receipt, she's accosted by Chris and his fancy woman.
That's ridiculous. Who wants that
Up in the house
confrontation?
like this.
I mean, like, let's be fair, right? I don't know enough about this to absolutely invalidate what he's saying completely. A lot of you in chat seem to think, but I could, you know, it would be interesting, wouldn't it, if it...
So Alan's big bombshell, which had the big build-up and 600 people and everyone telling him he's wonderful, was something he'd already said before, that Nicole Kessinger was there the whole time, and that's been debunked. So he has once again dredged up something old that he's done before. Good work, Alan. Nice work. Come on, YouTube.
He was leaving.
And he got the big super chat. So, you know, he won, effectively. He got $100.
No, it's got a dog on
He
it. A lot of the ones that he gets out of the blue, without a message on them, have got dogs on them. It's like a private joke. His false, Alan's false, one of the old names that he's been using has got a picture of a dog on it. And then when we called him out for saying, oh, that's Alan, one of Alan's olds, he took the dog off it. And a lot of these ones that, it'll stop now, a lot of these ones that get given out of the blue, just with no message, you know, to seed the cloud so other people will start giving, have got dogs on them. It's a private joke in the family.
That's what, half of that. They get like 50 quid. And he did his episode and a lot of people watched it.
That's all I need now.
I mean, I'm not saying he won over me. I'm saying, like, in his own little victory on his own little channel, he had a good night, his big night, his biggest and bestest. His bestest is like turning it round, pulling it round, biggest is bestest ever, clawing it back.
It's all about the grift.
Actually, he's like, you know, 4-0 down, and he's just scored a random goal from a, like, you know, a random cross. Because most people who watch this haven't, like me, are ignorant. What's all this scritching going on?
Oh, look out.
Why have you brought a plastic bag in?
What? His cat dragged a plastic bag in. Alan is Macca-Pacca. What's that?
I'll be letting her back in a minute.
What was
He
that
scored a
about?
random goal from a free kick or some shit. Like, this doesn't,
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's where I want to be.
He's done this.
So
This
listen
is old
carefully to
news.
this section
Let's throw the cat.
on Chris saying he was leaving.
I still think, like, because I think he's going to get quite a few views on this, and I think he's going to feel good about that. But I still feel like that's just going to be like a little, like, downward, little up, or downward, like that. I don't think it's going to be like, this is the big saviour of his channel, like he thinks it is.
Sweet.
Because at the end of the day, forever, Alan, anyone Googles Armchair Detective or Alan Binnicum, they see all our stuff. You're never going to get above us, because we just keep producing it.
Didn't care anymore.
In fact, it's throwing up a load of stuff that apparently, if you look into it, is all debunked and rubbish. So
It is. Yep.
we talk,
For sure.
and we show you a little bit of what we're working with, some evidence.
I think we need to go through this again in a minute. Now you saw some again, guys.
What?
Oh.
What? What's this one?
Now, obviously, this is a total different route I'm taking here.
No,
because
you've done
I
it before.
didn't have this piece of the puzzle.
You've done it before.
Did this happen?
Is that an old?
It happened because she turned up. We know that the router told us that he went out.
So hang on, which one is the one that he's on now? The black shirt is Alan now, and the white shirt is the first time that he came up with this ridiculous theory. And this is exactly what the family are suing you for. Coming up with ridiculous theories and pushing them for money. This is exactly why you're being sued, Alan. Can you not get that in your head? You just don't get it. You're incapable of learning.
The front door, and a car pulled up at the same time.
It's him in the past
That was
repeating
MK,
himself.
In my opinion, I'm allowed to say that. It's my opinion. This
And
has
now he's
been
gone
on
off.
Netflix, Dr. Phil, all across the world.
Hang on, I'm skipping on. If he's not on his own stream, I'm
Packing
skipping
up
on.
a few things.
I'm skipping on. This is talking about packing up.
So I think we're very, very close to the truth.
I can't listen to that.
No.
Yeah, go back to
This is Alan in the corner. Is Alan in the past? This is this is the past.
He's playing his old videos again.
I mean, no doubt he's going to repeat it at the end of this video, so I'm going to skip on past the
I know
video.
what's going on. She's leaving, but what led to the murders? Got a new bit of the puzzle.
Here's the new
So
bit of the
we're getting there.
puzzle.
In 5 minutes' time, you're going to get the new information.
Oh, for
So
Christ!
Finally,
Sorry,
Alan.
Jesus. Look, Jesus. I'm sorry that I blasphemed. Look, Lord God above, I am sorry that I blasphemed, but this man pushed me to it. Like, in 5 minutes' time, I've been watching this. I've been giving it good old.
I have actually gone to confession, Scott. I have actually. Alan is the only person who, about a month ago, pushed me to blaspheme, right? And I have actually went to confession the week after and confessed to having blasphemed because of Alan. This is funny.
Chit chat. We've been having a good stream. We're having a lot of fun. Okay, it's a good stream for us. We're doing bombs and numbers. You're all still here watching. We're having a good time. Late night now, enjoying ourselves. Gonna stick to that. However, the way he drags it out, I just want to get a hold of him and just say it at the start of the episode and let me know what the fuck you're going on about instead of piff-paffing around the bush, tiffy-taffing around the bush like this.
I think she's
It's a
passed by the
salesman
kids.
technique
We've
that
got
he
a truck
learned
appearing
at
outside. We've got a phone pinging when she went home. Haven't we? We've got all these things. We've got
Have
the
we?
100-minute phone call. You've got him saying, I'm leaving, I'm packing up. You've got her telling him it's his last chance. You've got Shanann, Nate, the ultimate disaster building, right? The tsunami of a disaster building that night. She's in the house. She's not supposed to be there. She come round because Chris hasn't left. You told me you were leaving her. I'm here because she's not. She's late. The plane being
This
late.
is Alan imagining
What's
the
the tsunami?
conversation.
The point where Shanann, Chris, and NK all met in the house.
In this expression of female form, like cupping, I don't know what he's doing with this. Most people would say like they met, but he doesn't.
You know that she's bipolar.
Is this like begging?
She's volatile. You know Shanann's volatile. You saw Nutgate. You saw her mother say, "Where's the knives? Check the knives." Can you imagine those two meeting?
So if they did meet, apparently there would be a murder, and then she would go and play with the kids, paint some pottery.
Well, you know who isn't aggressive, and that's Chris. He's the least aggressive of the three, and he took the blame for the whole damn thing because it's all my fault. He said.
So now we're saying that.
What? You saying Nicole killed?
I mean, this is. I'll tell you what, though. Like, you know, this case, like, she comes home, they have a fat row. Like, you're saying therefore that either Chris murdered Shanann, like, to protect his. Like, there's a big. The kids don't see this though because, like, I'm a bit.
This thing with the hands, there's a video of Alan when he used to play poker, At some stage he got all his mates chanting, "All in Vin! All in Vin!" And he had this kind of hand signal that went with it, "All in Vin!" And the V was Vin, right? That's in Alan's muscle memory for some reason.
I think, yeah. Like, you're then looking for signs of disturbance in the home and all this business, aren't you? Like, you're then... I don't know.
So now it just leaves me to prove that she left. I proved that she's there, now I've got to prove that she left, right?
No, you didn't.
And then we can have a new info. I want to cover all the bases, so we're going to have a vote on whether she's there or not shortly.
Oh my God.
So, thanks to Nate, I've managed to find this. This is, I believe, NK and a child from...
Worse than one of your paintings. Can't understand what it is, can't see it, can't understand it. It just doesn't... What?
The back, you see her ponytail, I believe that's her.
Ponytail.
Leaving that morning. So I've got to arrive in.
It's like a close-up of a Monet.
Help. I've got to leave in with Nate's help.
It's the same picture, it's just her, not the reflection. The speed of light has taken this person onto the truck. If she moves at the speed of light. The shadow moves at the speed of light that I showed you.
The speed
So
of light.
Can't see what
whatever the
you're
light
saying.
moves, she'll move. If she casts a shadow...
What?
The other proof I found with her
Pretty sure that's how light
reflection in the
doesn't
side of the
work,
truck.
Advice for me to do it in is from our friend Twisted Cindy. You will see clearer than I can even tell you the little girl and the lady bending down with the ponytail.
No, Alan.
Just looks like smudges on a screen.
It's blobs.
And you'll see the handbag now come out. See the ponytail there?
No,
What?
I don't.
There's no ponytail.
No, I don't. I see, in fact, on this one, I can categorically state that I can see the rounded back of the head with no ponytail. Like there's a clean line where the light shines off the back of the head. Even though the figure is in silhouette, they are... I'm willing to acknowledge it if they're right, and like I'm not happy if they're not, and like this is taking a long time, but I just want to quickly do this because I can see what I can see. In fact, edit, transform, reset, transform.
Alright, I'm going to skip on. Yeah, I know, he's the blob king. Alright, where do we go with this? Because, you know, it's really taken a long time to get to this bombshell.
I mean, his mum and dad knew, his sister knew, even the hairdresser.
It's always AD changes the case. He's got to be front and centre. He's got to be more important than the case or the victims or the families or anybody. AD saves the case. To Alan, the important part of that is AD changes the case. Me. I change the case. I'm
Certainly
important.
her mother and father knew.
Will you get to the point, or do I have to
Still hasn't
drive
got to the
down to
point.
Exmouth and ask you to shout it out of your window?
He's a friend of the couple.
He'll take
John
that as a threat.
knew Cassie and Shanann that there were changes in Chris over the last 4 or 5 weeks.
Oh my God, it's just
Prior
going
to
on
Shanann's
and
Arizona
on
trip.
and on.
There was a discussion about divorcing or separating.
This is
When
like
Chris
some...
was in North Carolina with
This, I'm going to have to pause it for a second, even though I don't want to. I want it to speed up and hurry up. This is like some kind of like mental, like...
Torture?
I wanted to say like meditation, like hypnosis or something.
Oh.
Like if you listen to it for long enough, then you're just caught in this time warp where all you ever hear is this like constant fucking going on and over and over and on and on and over and over. I'm going to get to the point in a minute.
Yeah.
Honestly,
yeah.
I'm going to get to the point in a minute. I really fucking hope he does.
Shanann and the kids.
I'm being
Shanann said
edged.
He was cold, inattentive.
I'm being edged by Alan.
This is not the Chris that she...
Right, we're going to skip on. What's Jean legs?
We spun a yarn.
Yeah.
And you could, you could spin that yarn, but you're going to need more for me. And at the same time, like, you can spin the yarn different ways, and some of that evidence, like, the worst bit about that suitcase is, in my experience, I would suggest that rather than packing your suitcase, as a man who wants to leave his wife, rather than packing the suitcase and leaving it in her bedroom as like some symbolic gesture, I don't think you'd do that. I think more likely you as a wife wanting to leave might be in your room packing your suitcase and that might cause a row.
Yeah, but you just imagine.
Right, I remember Chris actually saying, you know, she said she was going to take the kids.
Hang on.
So there's no difference between what Alan did to what this guy did.
There was a
This
suitcase.
guy's got a
That was
voice
it.
and he's using it and he's
There was a
talking.
suitcase in the
He's
room.
showing you pictures and images, and this is all stuff that's taken from the case. Pictures probably slightly higher quality.
Sorry to break it to you, Alan, but she'd just come back from a business trip, and she had a suitcase. How long did it take him to get around to this? For God's sake, Alan, you know, you're not getting paid by the minute. Does YouTube give you a bonus for holding people captive in a room, in a black room, for as long as possible? Is that how YouTube works? Surely this is Alan's last hurrah. It's gotta be, surely. There was a suitcase in the room. What a dick.
Images, but still not very good quality because they're from this little CCTV. But the highest quality that you can, better quality than Alan. So yeah, he got better quality images. Do you know what I mean? Like he did his job properly, or maybe colour graded them a bit to make them stand out a bit or whatever. And he's just talking over the top of it and making his points. Like he's not doing anything different to what Alan did.
Fourth, your story goes from having told law enforcement that Chris never had an unkind word to say about Shanann to all of a sudden remembering all of this hateful, despicable vitriol.
And his is actually an hour and a half, but it's an hour and a half of little chapters that he's put together. Look, you can see little chapters because each one makes their point.
No, I don't talk about the case. Whoa! Oh, that's the guy you did today. He's fascinating, isn't he?
StockX closed doors, shut operations in Australia.
No.
Stock.
We'll just go back to Alan. Hang on. Waiting.
And properly.
Agony watching
That's
that.
your
I reckon
job
it was, yeah.
on your channel. You can't now say, because that's you after 5
can
years of
see
being
you
on
visibly
YouTube and talking about
flagging
Chris Watts.
over the
That's you
time.
after 5 years of it, of going through it and over it and through it, editing, putting up videos, editing, putting up videos. At the end of it all, you're saying, imagine if it was good. Imagine if it was good. It would be good.
What?
So I'm glad that I've got you here in Patreon supporting me because I deserve this money because, like, just imagine what I just showed you, but good. Well, you got that. Why don't you close your eyes for a minute and just imagine it if it was good? Like, imagine saying that to someone after you've had sex with them. Imagine saying after you had sex with someone and afterwards you say to them, listen, I know that was disappointing, but imagine if that was good. You thinking about it? There you go. Job well done. Imagine if that was good. Why don't you imagine, you know, I'm here doing the thing, but why don't you in your imagination just picture something that's better? There we go. Now you're following me. Now you're following me. Now you're getting this perception of what I'm really like. Are you here with me? Are you okay in your... Can you just imagine for a minute? Imagine it. Like, listen, bear with me. Imagine I'm...
Okay, Scott, I hate to break it to you, but we do that quite a bit.
a bit taller. You're not taller, but imagine I was. Just do it in your head a minute. Do it. Close your eyes. Do it in your head.
Imagine I look like Brad Pitt.
All right. Okay, I'm imagining you a bit taller. Don't I look good? Do you want to go for a little drinkies? A little drinkies with you? No, not.
No, the tall me.
Look up there.
Yeah.
With you. Yes, with me. Okay, I like tall fellas. See?
There you go.
Just imagine it. All you have to do is imagine it. Are you enjoying your dinner? No. Imagine you are. It's gaslighting. It's gaslighting. Just imagine it was
Turn
good.
us into alcoholics. You're right.
Just imagine
Seth.
it. No, look. Just look at the in $10 patron. After you spent your money,
Is this Patreon now?
you're watching him. He's complained. He's repeated it. He
that?
showed you the video he
Blow your
made.
socks off.
And let's be
Apparently,
fair,
suitcases.
the video he made did take up 20 minutes of his Patreon, but could have took up 20 minutes of our evening if only he just played the fucking video instead of talking about it for 2 hours.
But it was his great
Right, and I've talked about it
re-entrance.
before.
He's back. I ready for
that's
my
not a
close-up,
documentary
Mr.
what you've
DeMille.
done, Alan. It's not very good. And imagine if it was. Just imagine.
And that's why you're being sued.
What you heard tonight, if I could get it in documentary form properly,
For God's
it would
sake.
get millions of views, wouldn't it?
No.
Because that other guy got nearly 1 million views on NK. Imagine that, what I've done tonight. Put out properly. So if you know anybody...
He's constantly measuring himself against other people, right? Yep. Constantly measuring himself. Managing moderators, blah, 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 blah. He measures himself against other men, right? All the time. That person got 500,000 views, so I've got to get 1 million views. Typical gambler mentality, isn't it? You know? Numbers. It's all about numbers. I've got to get bigger numbers than everybody else.
That's able to produce it for me, we'll pay.
You are able to produce it, you fucking prick.
Alan, you're an idiot. He just wants the money.
This other person that got 1 million views, yeah, look. This other person that got 1 million views, let's just open up their video and look at what it is, right?
It's simple to start making.
Thank you very much, the adverts. I enjoy that. Don't get me wrong, I love a bit of an advert every now and then. Fuck off. Like, what they've done is,
How much is YouTube Premium in the UK? Somebody tell me. Alright? Someone tell me, how much is YouTube Premium in the UK? Because I'm going to pay it for you, Scott. I'm going to buy you YouTube Premium.
look, they're talking and they've got Nicole Kessinger, look.
Of facing charges for obstruction of justice, destruction of evidence, or even lying to the police. But unfortunately for Nicole, this isn't even close to the only problem with what she said, because on August...
Okay, I'll put it out there right now. I feel sorry for Nicole Kessinger. If all she did was sleep with a married man, plenty of people out there doing that, and genuinely had nothing to do with the crime, I feel really sorry for her. I think she should sue all of these guys really hard. But unfortunately then she'd have to appear in court to tell her side of the story. But by God, if I were her, I'd be suing left, right and centre.
30th, 2018, law enforcement spoke with Chris Watt's friend and
So there's no difference between what Alan did to what this guy did. This guy's got a voice and he's using it and he's talking. He's showing you pictures and images, and this is all stuff that's taken from the case.
Mm-hmm.
Pictures, probably slightly higher quality images, but still not very good quality because they're from this little CCTV. But the highest quality that you can, better quality than Alan. So yeah, he got better quality images. Do you know what I mean? Like,
And
he
bonus,
did his job properly.
no sign of
or
Alan's
maybe colour
head.
grade them a bit to make them stand out a bit or whatever.
Alan's misshaped
And he's
head.
just talking over the top of it and making his points. Like, he's not doing anything different to what Alan did.
Fourth, your story goes from having told law enforcement that Chris never had an unkind word to say about Shanann to all of a sudden remembering all of this hateful, despicable vitriol.
And his is actually an hour and a half, but it's an hour and a half of little chapters that he's put together. Look, you can see little chapters because each one makes their point and is written well, and it's like, there's not
Deserves
much
1 million
difference, but there's a
views.
marked difference,
Yeah.
if you know what I mean. We've all got a voice. We can all talk over Chris Watts footage, but some people make their comments much more clearly, concisely and better and have better things to say, and like Alan did a bad job. And so this guy that got millions of views has not got a documentary team working for him. This isn't Netflix, this isn't interviews, and this isn't like, B-roll, and like this hasn't got like a strong, even what we were just saying to criticise Alan, like a strong narrative structure. This doesn't say like, once upon a time there was, and then at the end you've learned. Like, this is like it's making points about the case, and it's interesting, and it's YouTube content, and
But Alan can't
people
do...
like a bit of long form, they like a bit of true crime, they like a bit of interesting stuff.
But Alan can't do any of that because he can't read and he can't write, and he doesn't have any of that kind of academic research skills. He couldn't put together a script. He couldn't even put together a bloody storyboard with pictures on it, for God's sake. Alan's been told at some stage that he's got the gift of the gab and he can spin a good yarn and he could, talk a woman into bed. He might have achieved that a couple of times in his life. And he just tries to wing it. I can imagine him saying to his mods before the show, "No, don't worry, I'll just put the clip on and talk over it. It'll be great." I think he thinks that he deserves a million views and as much money as he can, eat, just because he's got the gift of the gab. Well, no, Alan, it doesn't work that way in the real world.
But unfortunately, Alan's got the long form. He's got that.
Mm.
He hasn't got the interesting,
I'll give
the
him that.
writing, the voice, the charisma, the research.
No, he couldn't.
No, he just doesn't
Or he
have
couldn't
it,
lie
does
straight
he?
in bed.
Like the je ne sais quoi, the star quality, the whatever the fuck it is. I would like to do a body
X-Factor.
language analysis of NK. I do think she's a bit sus in lots of ways. Absolutely. Big shouts out there. But Alan just doesn't have it, whatever it is. And he's literally
he hasn't got
begging
it.
on his Patreon,
Hasn't got
where I cannot get this around my head. If you pay someone to make content on the internet through Patreon, through Tippies, and then they come on and they say, I would like to do better, if only we could find someone who would do that for me, then you shouldn't give him your money. You should take your money and give it to whoever the fuck it is that would do better content and let them do it, because you're not required.
True. Yep.
But anyway, I want to make it into a. What you saw tonight needs to be a proper quality documentary.
So
I
that's
can't
it.
do it. I
No, you
can't do it.
can't.
The money that people gave to make the documentary went on the book. I mean, we spent more on the book than we took. It was like,
You've already spent the crowdfund for over £1,000 to make a documentary on fucking poker. Like, we know it's poker. We know.
Mm-hmm.
We know. Your filter's not on today, is it? Look, you've got a bit more on going on in your face today. We know it was poker.
He's turned
Don't,
the filter down.
don't come the bollocks with us, Alan.
we had to cover it legally, and it all went. It all went.
All right, you had that problem with copyright law where you put copyright material in your book and then the money that you took got given to the people who own the copyright, and then you bought the rights to the copyright, so you stopped having to do that, and there was more money that you had to pay for that. And that's all your fault because you wrote fucking a book and then published copyright material in it. It's your fault.
Nothing's
This
ever
is you.
Alan's fault.
No, you can't cry about that. You still owe people the money for the documentary or the documentary. That book has got nothing to do with it.
Oh, I need to do that. I need to do that. Don't you think that'd be a great documentary? What you heard tonight, if I could get it in documentary form.
After 5 years of covering this case, it's culminating in Alan and his big idea that can never actually happen.
You got to hand it to him. He's an optimist. He's bloody determined to keep going. It's like watching somebody in their death throes, isn't it?
Because it doesn't really exist as an idea. Because if
Oh no!
you really
oh
think
no,
about
oh
it,
no,
what he did
oh
today
no.
couldn't make
It's out of
a
whack.
cohe-
It's out of whack. It's out of whack. Hang on. How do I fix it? Someone tell me how to fix it. Oh. My computer has pooed itself.
Do you remember that? Do you remember that?
Alright, is this where you get bored and wander off?
0891. Is it not 0898? Come on.
Because if that's the end of the Ellen content, I'm going to go. It's been a long time. It's what? 10 o'clock at night. I haven't had dinner.
StockX closed doors, shut operations in Australia.
guy's fascinating.
So all our StockX sellers, the dunk flippers, boom, we were ousted basically.
I don't know what you're talking about. What's
No.
StockX?
And what's a dunk
And you mean a
flipper?
web-
What's a dunk flipper? Sounds a bit rude. Then again, when you're Australian, everything sounds a bit rude, I'm afraid. Is this guy Australian, or is he... Here are the ads again. Is this guy that you were talking about Australian? Because he sounds a bit Australian, but then at other times he sounds Cockney. So, I hope he's not Australian, because he comes across as a real twat waffle. I don't know. That's enough Alan for tonight.
Hang on. I'm okay if it doesn't say Jazzy Andrex on it. I'm okay with it just being in a sim.
Oh my god, I don't know how you do it, Scott. I really don't. I could not watch all of that without skipping bits. Alright, I'm going to go away now. So there you go. You've just seen... He's Australian. Oh my god. How embarrassing. I like the tiny food stuff. I really like that. Let's just have a quick look, see if there's any tiny
Would you
food.
buy them? No, I wouldn't.
When bold is...
Exactly.
No, my computer's pooped itself. My internet and my computer has pooped itself. 6 hours of Alan is just too much. Alright, this old lady's tired and it's time to go and have some dinner and go to bed.
I've been thinking.
Oh,
Well, she
bunnies!
gets the fucking.
Bunnies! That's my ADHD brain. Ooh, bunnies. Alright, I'm going to go away now. Alright? Have a lovely day if it's morning where you are. Have a lovely evening if it's nighttime where you are. Yeah, be good. Alright? Stay grumpy. Now I've got to work out how to turn this stream off. Wish me luck. Oh my god, look at all these buttons and things, and there's a little thing moving up and down. Stop streaming. I'm going to press that. Stay grumpy.